Welcome back, Naruto fans. Today, I've got another powerful Naruto fanfic for you all. One filled with mystery, emotion, and a bond nobody ever expected. What if Naruto learned the truth about Sasuke, Sakura, and Karin? But before we jump into the story, make sure to leave a like on the video. And if you want part 2, tell me down in the comments. Your support is what decides whether this series continues. Now then, sit back, relax, and let's begin the story.
No soy un juguete que usa cuando quiere.
She finds him barely breathing beneath the shattered trees. Bruises cover every inch of him, and where his left arm should be is only blood and ruin. But none of that is what stops Karin cold. The chakra that greets her Kagura Shingon feels like the sky clearing up after a storm. Like hushed conversations around candlelight and promises of tomorrow. Its warmth makes her skin prickle and her chest burn with longing. It's the closest thing to happiness she has felt since Sasuke came back from certain death, and Karin has to dig her nails into her palms to keep the relieved tears from falling. She takes a step towards him, his name brushing her lips only to die on her tongue as Sasuke turns back to look at his old team. "I'll be back," he tells them. But Karin knows him well enough to hear the silent request for permission to leave their side. It makes her stare wide-eyed, gut growing heavy with foreboding. "You're going back to Konoha, isn't that right, Sasuke-kun?" Orochimaru's voice is sharp, knowing, upsetting. His convoluted words make no sense to her ears, yet she knows them to be true at once. Even before Sasuke finally raises his face, bangs parting to reveal the determined look in his now mismatched eyes. "Yeah." The air around her seems to still. Suigetsu is the first one to get a hold of himself, but she can feel the shock rippling through his chakra in waves. "So, this is it?" he asks, sporting a toothy grin that doesn't reach his eyes. "This how all your grandiose plans end? With you going back to them?" Sasuke ignores the question. He doesn't even look at Suigetsu long enough to see the grin melt down his face like wax. Those mismatched eyes already darting towards Karin and Jugo instead. "What will you guys do?" She bites the inside of her cheek, the unease drowning out whatever Jugo says in response. Truth is, Karin has never given much thought to what would come after Sasuke's revenge. The tired, cynical side of her wasn't even sure if she would live to see it. Not with the kind of trouble that seemed to follow Sasuke like a second shadow. Not with the way she would give her life for his without a second thought. Still, there was a hopeful side to her. That hopeful, naive side thought there would be enough time to figure things out once Sasuke's revenge was behind him. That once he could start looking beyond the past and towards the future, there might be a time and a place for honesty. It is that side that beats wildly inside her chest now, clamoring the only truth it has ever known. "I want to be by Sasuke's side. I want to offer him my mind, a shoulder to lean on, my very heart if only he would take it. I want to help him be happy again." "What about you, Karin?" Sasuke calls from far away, turning a curious gaze on her. "What will you do?" Her throat tightens. "Karin, you said you had other business to attend to. What will you do?" Memories of a lifetime ago wash over her, blurring the man standing before her. "Come with me, Karin. I need you." Her fingers shake. It always comes down to that question between them, Karin thinks. "What will you do?" Hey, that's easy." "Oh, Sasuke, take me with you? I'll go wherever you go." She flinches at how true Suigetsu's crude imitation rings. Panic bubbling hot and heavy inside her. And Sasuke, he just looks at her, slight confusion in his stare. "You can come if you want to, Karin," he offers, almost cruel in his childlike innocence, oblivious to the sweat gathering on her front, to the way her very being trembles under the kindness in his eyes. "You can come if you want to." The proposal sinks in the soft tissue of her flesh, makes the scar of his betrayal bleed again. It has always been so easy to avoid baring herself to him. So easy to find ways for him to mistake her devotion for anything but what it is. But where she stands now, frozen in place between bittersweet reality and her naive hopes, she realizes that she has run out of excuses to give without revealing her heart. And Karin knows better. She looks over his shoulder, searching his old team. Naruto is animatedly talking to the man she knows to be their teacher. His chakra so bright and joyful that it's almost scalding. And the pink-haired girl that saved her life, Sakura. She is looking at Sasuke like she is afraid he will disappear if she were to take her eyes away from him. Her feelings so transparent. Karin doesn't even need to feel her chakra to know her heart. Karin looks back at Sasuke, her eyes burning with traitorous, bittersweet tears. Somehow, despite her gift of perception, she managed to forget Sasuke already had a place to call home. How stupid of her. Out of the two of them, he has always been the one to be blinded by his emotions. She was supposed to be practical, pragmatic enough to see anything that might escape his Sharingan. That's what you needed me for, isn't it, Sasuke? To watch your back. She smiles to herself, stealing her heart. This is for the best. There's no way in hell I'm going back to Konoha. Those guys locked me up in a cell. Over my dead boy. You hear me? Sealing her fate. I see. Sasuke blinks, taken aback by her outburst. Unlike the day he came to recruit her to his team, this time he makes no effort to change her mind. The pang of hurt that rings through her feels awfully close to disappointment. This is the end of Taka, huh? Suigetsu is the one to break the silence. He stands oddly straight, face set. Sasuke grows solemn, but he doesn't postpone the inevitable. Yeah, it doesn't have to be. They turn towards Jugo, who meets all of their eyes in turn. Even if we aren't together anymore, we're still nakama, right? That's so cheesy it makes me kind of sick, Suigetsu complains, looking almost pleased despite himself. Yeah, you're right, Jugo. Sasuke agrees, lips corked up in a faint smile that soon turns apologetic. Thanks for putting up with me. Sorry for all the trouble I caused you. I wasn't exactly the best leader. There are shadows dancing in his eyes again. The sight makes Karin ache. Before she knows it, she is stomping forward and grabbing him by the wrist, seizing his undivided attention. Damn right you weren't. But we weren't with you because you wanted us to. We all had our own reasons to follow you. Got it? Her gaze hardens, fingers squeezing around his skin. She needs him to understand this, to at least know this much. We all made our own choices, Sasuke. Don't you dare forget that. He holds her eyes for a moment that seems to stretch on forever, those shadows fading like smoke after a fire. He parts his lips, closes them, and Karin wonders then, what is it, Sasuke? What is it that you want to say? Whatever it is, he seems to think better of it because he nods tightly. You're right. Sorry, Karin. Somewhere behind them, Suigetsu gags. Ugh, it's seriously disgusting to hear you apologize so much. Everything is a blur afterward. As they dash through the land and towards the mountains, leaving Sasuke and Kabuto behind, Karin can feel Suigetsu's and Jugo's eyes boring on her back. Orochimaru is the one to voice the unsaid, falling in step with her with a piercing gaze that she wouldn't dare to mistake for concern. Are you sure you've made the right choice, child? Karin shuts her eyes closed, gritting her teeth. Don't go around putting yourself in harm's way like a guy with a death wish. Got it? Bye, Sasuke. She is the last to say goodbye. By the time she swallows the lump in her throat and turns to face him, he is already half turned towards his old team, his real team. The sight strengthens her resolve, nearly overpowering her regrets. It still takes everything she has to stand her ground when Sasuke looks at her and breaks into a smile, lips stretched across perfect white teeth, just like that day in that forest when, I won't. Later, Karin, he tells her, amusement lighting up his voice. She holds her breath, carving the moment into her memory, just like Sasuke carved himself a place in her heart. Karin had turned away from him before she could see him do the same, heart drumming in her ears. It is still drumming now, pounds on her walls, digging the honesty out of her. Yeah, he's going back to where he belongs. There's no place for us there. What Orochimaru doesn't understand is that what Karin wants doesn't matter. All that has ever mattered to her is Sasuke's happiness, and people as broken as they are can't give him what he needs, not the way they can. She can see that now. If Sasuke can smile like that again, that's enough for me. Despite the distance, she can still feel his chakra. She allows herself to bask in it for a moment longer before turning off her Kagura Shingon, a forlorn smile on her lips. Goodbye, Sasuke. Karin looks up at the sky and breathes. Sasuke raises his face to the sky and sighs. Traveling without a destination is a leisure he has never had before. A freedom that laid beyond his grasp, back when he was propelled forward by the chains of hatred and revenge. Ever since he left Konoha almost a year ago, he has been content simply going where his feet carry him. He only hesitates when it comes to crowded villages, places where he could be recognized more easily, attract the sort of attention that he would much rather do without. Yet, he is also hesitating now. TCH. It isn't the first time Sasuke has been close to one of Orochimaru's hideouts. It would be strange if it were, considering the old Sannin has over a dozen of them spread out throughout the continent. This one is different. It's the hideout that Orochimaru has been occupying since the end of the war. Sasuke knows this not because he asked or had any real interest to know, but because Kakashi has discussed it with Naruto, and the blonde always has a lot to say when it comes to Orochimaru. I wouldn't go anywhere near him if I were you, Sasuke. That creep was still obsessed with your body. Tabeo. Sasuke had rolled his eyes then, and he nearly does so now. He hasn't been afraid of Orochimaru for a long, long time. Still, saying that he feels no inclination to see the man would be an understatement. Sasuke knows better than anyone that if Orochimaru is not causing trouble, it isn't precisely because he feels the need to repent. Not to mention, the snake's parting words still rub him the wrong way. Goodbye, Sasuke-kun. I hope you won't come to regret your choice, Orochimaru had told him, with a smile so sharp at the edges that Sasuke could have cut himself on it. Sasuke had not dignified his useless warning with a response, but he would have told him to save it if he had. The way Orochimaru always acted, as if he knew him better than he knows himself, always got on Sasuke's nerves. He doesn't think that is a habit the snake will be shedding anytime soon. Still, they might be with him. The old team he had gathered for himself. Taka. Sasuke has not heard from them since they parted ways 2 years ago. None of them had sent any letters while he was in Konoha. Not that Sasuke had expected them to. He had made no effort to contact them either. Between the hospital stay, the never-ending interrogations, the temporary house arrest, and all the meetings with the Kage, Sasuke had not found much time to think about them. Naruto and Sakura had not asked any questions, either. Knowing them, they probably wanted to forget Sasuke had ever belonged to a team aside from Team 7. Not that he can blame them. The time he spent with Taka is not one he is particularly proud of. He let himself be blinded by hatred, gave into the darkness and let it swallow him whole. Taka had stayed loyal to him throughout it all, and he has nothing to hold against them. On the contrary, they probably deserved better than the way he discarded them when he was at his lowest. Nevertheless, they still remain part of memories and mistakes Sasuke is desperately trying to make up for. Not everything had been bad, though. Even if we aren't together anymore, we're still nakama, right? Nakama, huh? As he stands there, hand shielding his eyes from the sun, Sasuke finds himself wondering what they have been up to. If Suigetsu is still looking for the swords, if Jugo has been doing better at keeping his killing urges under control, if Karin is still as much of a whirlwind as she always was. He snorts at himself, surprised to realize he is feeling nostalgic. I guess making some amends with them couldn't hurt. Sasuke makes up his mind and sets his pace. Jugo is sitting by a tree near the entrance of the hideout, a group of birds happily eating from his outstretched hand. He looks content, peaceful even. The contentment morphs into surprise as he notices Sasuke approach. He is standing up before Sasuke has even taken off his hood, the birds flapping their wings as they move to rest on his broad shoulders. Sasuke. Hey, Jugo. It's been a while. Hearing his voice seems to wake Jugo from his reverie, and a smile takes to his lips. Yeah, it has. You look good. Sasuke compliments him, honest. The Jugo he remembers was calm but always on edge, constantly worrying about when his urges would get the best of him. The Jugo who stands before him now looks genuinely serene. There are no worry lines creasing his brow. Orochimaru has been keeping his promise. Jugo says, as if on cue. If you desire, I can help you control your urges. Jugo, there is a place for you at my side if you choose to come. Sasuke remembers Orochimaru's tempting offer. One Jugo had not been able to refuse. Not when the alternative was Konoha, a village that could taint his hands even redder if he went on a rampage. Good. Sasuke glances behind his old teammate and into the entrance. He is greeted by nothing but shadows. Are Karin and Suigetsu here, too? Jugo turns towards the hideout, wordlessly motioning for Sasuke to follow him. The two fall in step as he explains. Suigetsu's running an errand for Orochimaru. He should be back tomorrow. Will you stay the night? Sasuke weighs the question. Spending the night is not in his plans, but it isn't like he has anywhere else to be. Moreover, now that I'm here, I might as well see what Orochimaru knows about Kaguya and the Otsutsuki. Yeah. Jugo looks pleased by his answer. What about Karin? Sasuke asks as they enter the structure together. In the dim light of the corridor, He misses the way Jugo glances at him with something akin to hesitation. She's here too. You'll see her soon. So, Karin's here too, huh? The taller man falls silent afterward, but Sasuke doesn't think anything of it. Instead, he finds himself thinking of tomorrow. With Suigetsu's arrival, Taka would be reunited, for better or for worse. Inwardly, he thinks that it might just be for the better. If he makes new memories with them, then I may be able to leave the bad ones behind for good. The room Jugo leads him to is smaller than the one he used to have during his stays, but the bed looks clean, and there is even a small bathroom. It's the most comfort Sasuke has had in weeks, even if it is still part of one of the mazes Orochimaru dares to call home. Jugo gives him some privacy, staying outside by the window ledge while Sasuke inspects the room. Still, Sasuke doesn't bother to fully close the door, intending to go looking for Orochimaru as soon as he is done. He is taking off his poncho and laying it on the bed when he hears someone approaching. The flurry of steps so light, he doesn't recognize them as Karin's until she speaks. I'm back. Hey Jugo, I figured what essence I'm missing. Think you can ask some of those birds of yours to run an errand for me? Sure. There is the rustling of Jugo's cloak, and then a soft, hey Karin. Sasuke. She all but groans. Seriously, Jugo. Don't start. Don't start what? Now leaning against the threshold, Sasuke watches as Karin freezes, back going ramrod straight. It's almost like the redhead did not realize he was there, though that shouldn't have been possible with her sensory ability. Sasuke. Hey! It's rare to see Karin so caught by surprise. The shock on her face looks almost comedic on her. It makes the corner of his lips quirk up, turns his voice into something lighter. It's been a while, Karin. She looks just like he remembers her, yet different all the same, in ways Sasuke can't quite put his finger on. It's not the ponytail she is wearing, or the black dress replacing her guard uniform. That much he knows. No, rather, it's something in the way she looks at him. The surprise slowly giving way to something soft and hesitant in her eyes, her lips open and uncertain. Whatever it is, it's gone almost as quickly as it appears. She coughs, readjusts her glasses, and suddenly, he is facing the Karin he has always known. Yeah. She waves a dismissive hand at him, cocks her hip to one side and turns to Jugo with a dry gaze. Coulda told me this guy was here. I tried to. Jugo sighs, giving her a look between cautious and apologetic. He's spending the night. Karin frowns, nose scrunching up as she gives Sasuke a once-over. Huh? What for? If Sasuke didn't know her better, he would have felt unwelcomed. I'm on a journey. I wanted to see how you're doing. The redhead gives him a look, arms crossed over her chest and one eyebrow arched high. And there are some things I want to ask Orochimaru about, he admits, seeing no point in keeping it from them. She points an accusatory finger at him. I knew it. Sasuke ignores her tantrum in favor of his curiosity. Karin, you didn't notice I was here? She huffs, moodily strolling past him towards the table sitting in the corner of the room, ponytail bouncing with every step. Nowadays, I have better things to do than to keep an eye on everyone's chakra. She switches the bag she is wearing for a smaller pouch, checking the contents before aiming an airy gaze at Sasuke. Guess I'll see you later, Sasuke. Right? She eyes him for a moment longer before nodding at Jugo and starting towards the southwest corridor. The one Sasuke knows leads to the laboratories. Her steps are louder this time, more in tune with the way she used to carry herself before, when she started to rise through Orochimaru's ranks. It is only when they can't hear them anymore that Jugo speaks. Karin hasn't used her Kagura Shingon since the war ended. Sasuke blinks, surprised at the news. Karin's cautious nature is part of what makes her such an efficient kunoichi. The thought of her no longer using her special ability seems rather out of character. Why? She says that she doesn't want to feel Suigetsu's disgusting chakra every minute of her day. He can't help but to snort at that. Guess some things never change. Jugo doesn't seem to share his sentiment, because his voice is thoughtful as he adds, but I think she's just trying to move on from the war. Jugo looks at him, then, and Sasuke finds that for some reason, he can't quite read the look in the eyes of his old teammate. From a lot of things, his reunion with Orochimaru goes more smoothly than expected. Sasuke had anticipated mystifying remarks about his affiliation with Konoha and unwanted insinuations about his body. Maybe even underhanded attempts to get information about the new alliance between the villages. Instead, Orochimaru is oddly cooperative and Sasuke's questions are answered swiftly, without pointless charades. The man must have noticed Sasuke's suspicion, because a corner of his mouth had lifted, amusement in his reptile-like eyes. Sasuke-kun, your distrust wounds me. I only wish to unveil all the secrets still hiding in this world. I see no harm in cooperating with you. At the contrary, I could almost say you're doing me a service. Sasuke wants to be of no help to Orochimaru, but he knows better than to be that childish. They are still discussing Kaguya as the sun sets, Orochimaru and Jugo listening quietly to Sasuke's brief account of Team 7's fight against her. He is just telling them about the way they finally managed to successfully seal her. When Orochimaru looks over Sasuke's shoulder, lips stretching into a smile lacking any real warmth. I assume you won't be joining us for dinner, will you, child? Sasuke turns only to find Karin walking past the room. Brow furrowed and irked red gaze set squarely on the Sannin. I'm good, Orochimaru-sama. She waves a bitten apple at them, matter-of-factly. Now if you'll excuse me. She turns on her heels and leaves without waiting for a response. Orochimaru chuckles, seemingly entertained for reasons that escape him. Jugo gives him an apologetic look. Sorry, Sasuke. Karin must be tired today. Sasuke doesn't understand what he is apologizing for. If Karin doesn't want to eat, that is none of his business. It's fine, Jugo. Don't worry, Jugo. I'm sure Sasuke-kun did not expect Karin to put her day on hold simply because he deigned to visit. Isn't that right, Sasuke-kun? Orochimaru's voice sounds as harmless as his words, but Sasuke is no fool. He can see the mirth in those snake eyes of his, knows for certain now that it is at his expense, though the reasons still elude him. His eyes narrow in a silent warning, inwardly refusing to fall prey to Orochimaru's mind games. Yeah, Orochimaru chuckles again, ostensibly pleased. Now then, where were you, Sasuke-kun? The last time he stepped foot in this hideout he was 14. Yet, aside from the now empty cells, nothing seems to have changed. As he wanders through the complicated nest of corridors, his mind flashes back to those days. The strenuous training sessions, the sick, hungry glint in Orochimaru's eyes, Suigetsu's desperate attempts at escaping, the copper taste of Karin's blood in his mouth. As if brought to life by the memory, he spots her in Kabuto's old laboratory, hunched over the desk. Something akin to unease sets in his skin, tensing his fingers. It's the same laboratory Karin herself used to get experimented on. Arms strapped down and brow covered in sweat, her lips pressed together to hold back the screams. Are you gonna come in? Or you're just planning to stand there like a creep? Sasuke blinks, and 14-year-old Karin fades. In her place, 19-year-old Karin is giving him a wry look, one hand on her hip while the other pushes her glasses further up her nose. He decides to ignore that she just called him a creep. You've taken over the lab. It's not like that freak Kabuto's gonna need it anytime soon. She sounds awfully nonchalant about it, as if the memories that Sasuke's mind conjured were no more than unpleasant genjutsu. The skepticism must have shown on his face, because Karin tilts her head to the side with a frown. What's with that look? We're not doing anything that'd put a damper on the Village Sunshine friendship you guys have going on. If that's what you're worried about, Sasuke. The thought did not even cross his mind, though it probably should have. He doesn't correct Karin's assumptions, however. The way she spoke, voice flat and unimpressed, has taken his attention elsewhere. You don't buy it, he states rather than asks. Karin crosses her arms, jutting her chin out in willful defiance. So what? We're just outsiders. The lot of us. So am I. Surprise slips into her stare. Sasuke himself is almost taken aback at how easily the admittance came to him, though he has known it to be true for a long time now. He may have chosen to protect Konoha and the Land of Fire, to watch over the peace that Itachi and Naruto have so painstakingly worked for. But it's hard to fully trust a place that has kept so much from you, taken so much from you, and he knows the feeling must be mutual. He has not said any of this to Naruto, yet he knows that his friend can tell. It's why the blonde had not tried to stop him when he decided to travel, unlike Sakura, despite the frown that took to his features ever since Sasuke announced his plans. He is thankful that Naruto let him go without putting up a fight. His place might not be in Konoha, not for now and perhaps not ever, but Naruto's is. Sasuke trusts he will keep the darker sides of the village at bay with his light. You said you're on a journey, huh? Karin is leaning back against her desk now. As he looks at her, Sasuke finds curiosity in place of her usual moodiness. Yeah, my view of the world has changed. I want to see it again, to find out how it looks like through these new eyes. His words must have touched the right chord with the redhead, because something in her gaze seems to go soft. How has that been working out for you? Sasuke leans his back against the wall, keeps his words measured but honest. I've been noticing things I never cared about before. Things I had no time to think about when I was driven by revenge. Like what? It's a question he hasn't had to answer yet, not even to Naruto, since he always keeps his letters short and to the point. He allows his eyes to close, ponders the things he has seen since he started his travels, thinks of the pain and the joy in people's smiles, of the warmth of the sun, of the way people take on each other's pain, sharing sadness and happiness alike as they rebuild and look forward to a brighter future. None of these are things he can put into words yet, the implications running too deep for him to chase as he is. And so, he thinks of something much lighter, a valuable lesson he was reminded of not too long ago, and that he has been keeping in mind ever since. That appearances can be deceiving. Karin snorts. Heh, now that I think about it, you've always been pretty gullible, Sasuke. He takes slight offense to that, but she is speaking again before he can protest. Kinda surprised they let you out of their sight, though. Who? Naruto. And the pink-haired girl. She readjusts her glasses, tapping her fingers against her elbow. Sakura, right? I figured that now that they finally got you back, they wouldn't let you go again. They know I'll come back eventually. Besides, she gives him a questioning look, so he obliges. They have nothing to do with my sins. Karin's brows draw together. Ha! Neither did we, and you still sought us out. Her unexpected words strike him with their simplicity. That was different, is what he wants to tell her. You guys are different. But Sasuke hasn't decided if that is a good thing yet. It's complicated. I don't deserve them is what he knows to be true. But it sounds trite even to his own ears. What about you? Huh? What about me? It's been 2 years, he offers as explanation, and understanding dawns on Karin's eyes. Her eyes narrow then, sharp and piercing, and for a moment he thinks she is going to call him out on changing the subject. Instead, Karin just sighs. Haven't been up to much. I help Orochimaru out, obviously. She pulls on her collar, gaze shifting away and back to his own as she mutters, curtly. And I've been growing my collection. Collection. It is slowly that it comes back to him. Images of a younger Karin bringing useless little bottles from every village she was sent to gather supplies in. That same Karin throwing a fit whenever Kabuto sardonically reminded her that shinobi do not wear perfume. So that's it, huh? He is almost surprised he remembers something so trivial. Perfumes, right? She nods. Yeah. I'm working with an old lady from a small village not too far from here. I make them, she sells them. It gives good money. Enough to take breaks from Suigetsu when I need to. There is a glint in Karin's eyes now, a mischievous smirk that stretches long and wide across her face. Sasuke feels the corners of his own lips quirk up. Heh! Suddenly, she is glaring at him. Hey, anyway, I'm off to take a shower. Don't go messing around with my stuff while I'm not here. Got it. And just like that, she stomps off, leaving Sasuke to stare after her, wondering what it is that he did this time to set her off. Karin's mood swings are nothing new. Sasuke has always found them puzzling at best and troublesome at worst, so he isn't surprised to realize that much has not changed. Not even with his new way to see the world and those around him. However, there is something just starting to weigh on the corners of his mind. Something about Karin. Something that has changed? No, rather, something that is missing. Sasuke, I'm all alone with you. With a start, Sasuke realizes what that is. Her proximity. Back when they were children, and even during their time as Taka, Karin had the baffling habit of getting really close to him whenever they were alone together. Sitting with her thighs pressed against his, pulling him by the wrist or leaning her face close to his. So much so that their breaths mingled and he could smell the faint fragrance of her raspberry lipstick. Sasuke always got the feeling she was testing him. Some way, somehow. But there seemed to be no malice behind her actions and she stopped whenever he asked her to, so he had never thought much of it. This time, however, Karin kept her distance. Now that he thinks about it, he realizes that it wasn't only physically. Yeah, could have told me this guy was here. Orochimaru chuckles, seemingly amused for reasons that escape Sasuke. Sorry, Sasuke. Karin must be tired today. It isn't only that Karin has made no effort to catch up with him, unlike Jugo. No, it's more than that. Karin has been avoiding him, and there can only be one reason why. Sasuke, help! His hand curls into a fist, shame and regret pooling in his stomach. Karin's distraught eyes bore into his, blood dripping from her mouth. How could he not have realized it before? He may have apologized to her during the war, but a simple apology was not enough for what he did to her. Not when Karin saved his life more times than he could count, only to be repaid with cold, cruel betrayal. Jugo may have called him their nakama, but Sasuke had not hurt him and Suigetsu the way he had Karin. He didn't almost kill them in cold blood. A sacrifice for something bigger, as if their lives were meaningless. Sasuke frowns at the ground, the bitter taste of guilt making his jaw clench, his teeth grit. I need to make amends with her. After Naruto and Sakura, Karin's probably the one I've hurt the most. How can he have atonement when he has not even earned the forgiveness of one of the few people he can call a friend? Suigetsu stands tall at the end of the hall, both hands on his hips and a lopsided smirk on his face. Damn me. If it isn't Sasuke in the flesh, what do we owe the honor to? Suigetsu is Sasuke's casual greeting. That smirk widens a fraction. Heh, you could look more excited to see me, he drawls. It's been 2 years after all. Sasuke nods in his direction. You look well. Yeah, well, not sure I can say the same about you. What's up with that bandana? Suigetsu points a finger at his head, voice light and jeering. Some fashion trend I'm not aware of? Can't say I want to join in if it is. He doesn't even dignify that with an eye roll. Suigetsu, Sasuke has come to see us. And to talk to Orochimaru, Jugo explains, as the other man starts making his way to them. Really now? What about? Getting tired of Konoha already? Sasuke? None of your business. Heh, that's so. He barely has time to notice the familiar, feral glint in Suigetsu's eyes before the swordsman is gone. He reappears barely a second later, this time directly behind him, finger gun aimed and ready to strike. But as he looks into Sasuke's eyes, he is greeted by the sight of his Sharingan, a silent acknowledgement of his prowess, and also the mark of his defeat. Seems you haven't gotten too rusty then. Sasuke? Suigetsu chuckles and steps away, smirk now replaced by a toothy grin. Got me worried for a second there. He snorts, Sharingan fading back to black. And you haven't changed, Suigetsu. Heh, I'll have you know that I arg. What the hell? Karin, who had just walked by them, raises a fist in Suigetsu's direction, the same fist she punched him in the shoulder with. Quit wasting time and go report to Orochimaru already, Suigetsu. Suigetsu just got here, Karin, Jugo points out. The redhead just mutters something that sounds suspiciously close to "what are you?" His mom, before disappearing into one of the rooms. Geez, so it's back to business with her now that Sasuke's around, huh? Suigetsu, Jugo mutters. The swordsman sighs. Yeah. Sasuke? Jugo turns to him, though he doesn't address the questions in Sasuke's eyes. You wanted to talk to Orochimaru, right? He should be in the monitor room. Lead the way. The three set off together in silence, but Sasuke doesn't miss the look Jugo and Suigetsu exchange, or the way Suigetsu glances at the door Karin had disappeared behind with a light frown on his face. Sasuke feels like he is missing something. The odd man out in the new dynamic of his old team. That feeling only heightens when he and Jugo come out of the monitor room only to find Suigetsu and Karin arguing over something in hushed voices. The scene is nothing he hasn't seen before. If anything, seeing those two getting along would probably be more shocking. Yet, something about it catches his eye. It might be how close they are standing. The hint of concern in the irritated set of Suigetsu's eyebrows, the rosy hue on Karin's cheeks. Whatever it is, it makes Sasuke feel uneasy, like he is seeing something he shouldn't. When Karin notices him staring, she straightens up and glares daggers at Suigetsu, loudly announcing she has got better things to do before stomping away. Suigetsu just sighs and cracks his neck, toothy grin back in place. Any traces of his conversation with Karin gone from his face. So, got any interesting info from Orochimaru-sama? Jugo answers in Sasuke's stead. Explains that Sasuke will be heading east next. Suigetsu arches an eyebrow at that, grin widening. During one of his last trips, he heard there is an exotic sword in the land of hot water. He is planning to go after it tomorrow, since Orochimaru doesn't seem to need him yet. Might as well travel together, then. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Metaphorically, of course. Suigetsu finishes, aiming a cheeky smirk at Jugo. The latter deliberately ignores his bad joke, turning towards Sasuke instead. Is this a mission for Taka? Sasuke looks at Suigetsu, who holds his eyes with a look bordering on encouraging. Finally, he nods. Looks like it. Jugo smiles, but the gesture soon falters. I wonder if Karin will want to come along. Heh. Let that wench do whatever she wants. Suigetsu, Sasuke warns. For some reason, Suigetsu gapes at Sasuke, eyes round and wide, and then promptly bursts out laughing. Heh. Seems like some things won't ever change after all. Jugo was right to wonder because Karin turns them down. I'm in the middle of something with Orochimaru. Can't dump that just to go play Ninja Scout with you lot, she said, and her rebuttal left Sasuke feeling something suspiciously close to disappointment. Her observant eyes and clever mind would be useful if he were to come across any leads. There is no doubt about that. But that isn't all there is to it. With Karin staying behind, the opportunities to make amends with her narrow down to the single night Sasuke has left in the hideout. Sasuke doesn't know what he could possibly offer her, aside from another apology. Still, Karin deserves at least that much. Better get to it, then, he decides, heading in the direction of her laboratory. She isn't there when he goes to search for her, and neither does she come to dinner. So, Sasuke waits by the only place Karin will not be able to avoid. Her room. When she finally comes, the redhead looks startled to see him there. She sure does get over it quickly, though. If you came here to get me to tag along with you guys, you can forget about it. I don't care if you say you need me. I won't. That's not it, Sasuke interrupts. There is no point in beating around the bush, so he detaches himself from the wall, arm hanging limp at his side. I came to apologize. The fight seems to leave Karin and she blinks, forehead creasing in confusion. Ha! What I did to you? You deserved better than that. I'm sorry, Karin. Karin parts her lips, closes them, then shakes her head. No shit I did, you bastard. She barks, only to then add, voice considerably quieter. What brought this on? You said you're sorry already, remember? I know, but I don't think it was enough. He glares at the ground, gaze heavy with regret. And so, he misses the way Karin's eyes soften, sadness and sympathy, and something else he would not have been able to name. What does it matter if I forgive you? I mean, we aren't teammates anymore. Sasuke looks up at that, stare meeting Karin's own and holding it there. But we're nakama. It is something he never thought possible when he recruited them. Something that went far beyond his calculations, but that he knew to be true since the moment Jugo had said it. No, even before that. Since the three of them had risked their lives for him and he had risked his for Karin without a second thought. He had just allowed himself to forget it. Maybe Karin has too, because her eyes go wide and she stares at him for a moment that seems to stretch on forever. Gaze flickering with something Sasuke can't remember having ever seen there before. She closes them before he can try to decipher it. Turns away from him and folds both arms across her chest. Whatever. Stop living in the past, will ya? Some of us are trying to. She starts to her room and Sasuke can only stare, taken aback by her outburst despite himself. He doesn't know where that leaves him, if Karin has accepted his apology or not. He doesn't even know if he has any right to ask. He must have looked almost as lost as he feels, because Karin rolls her eyes at him when she reaches the door. I forgave you a long time ago, dumbass. That doesn't mean I'm okay with what you did, though. She frowns at the ground, hand stilling over the doorknob. Just, if you really want to make it up to me, promise me you won't ever let that darkness back in again, Sasuke. She turns to him, gaze wary. That's not the Sasuke I know. He is not planning to. Not again. Not ever. I won't. And because it doesn't feel like it is enough, he adds, firmly, I promise. He is being sincere and wills his eyes to show it as Karin observes him, studies him. Eventually she nods, lips turning up ever so slightly. All right. And as they stand there, eyes still holding each other's own, Sasuke finds that something in his chest feels lighter. Karin still doesn't change her mind. She comes to see them off either way. She gives a pouch to Jugo so his birds can track the essences she needs, and has a quick argument with Suigetsu that Sasuke more or less tunes out by habitude. Then, she turns to him. Guess you won't be coming back with them. Huh? Sasuke? No, he admits. Karin nods and lingers, eyes trained on him and boiling with an emotion he cannot quite place. See you when I see you, I guess. She turns away and back towards the hideout, ponytail catching in the sun and burning like the flames of a ketan. It has been a while since the last time he traveled with anyone, and even longer since he last traveled with Suigetsu and Jugo, but he finds himself enjoying their company. Things are quieter than he remembers them to be, more relaxed. He is not sure if it is because Karin isn't there to bicker with Suigetsu, or because his mind isn't busy thinking of what comes next. By the time the sun falls, they have almost made it to the land of hot water. Instead of rushing to make it there and loan a room, they slow down and decide to set camp. Turns out to be the right choice, Sasuke muses. The weather is warm and the crackling of the fire they light is soothing. Even Suigetsu's chatter, only briefly joined by Jugo and Sasuke himself at times, is almost pleasant. Or so he thinks until the conversation takes an unexpected turn. Gotta admit, this is making me kinda nostalgic. Jugo agrees with a nod and a faint smile. Me too, though we're still missing Karin, he adds, and Suigetsu chuckles. Sasuke expects him to make an offhand remark about the redhead. Something, anything but what comes out of his mouth. I gotta say, I always thought I'd have a field day if Sasuke ever rejected Karin. But honestly, it's kinda sad. He aims his lopsided grin at Sasuke, who can only blink in response. Can't say I blame you though. From what I saw, the pink-haired girl seems easier to handle than that madwoman. Suigetsu. Jugo chides with a frown, but Sasuke barely registers it. He always thought Suigetsu teased Karin about having feelings for him just to get a rise out of her. Because it irked her, never failed to make her lash out, eager to prove Suigetsu wrong. But Karin isn't here now, which means Suigetsu actually believed it. What is more, the pink-haired girl in question can be no one other than Sakura. He doesn't know what is more out there. That Suigetsu thinks Karin had feelings for him, or that he and Sakura are romantically involved. Sasuke addresses the latter first. There's nothing between me and Sakura. Ha! Suigetsu stares, confused. You mean you aren't into her? She's a precious friend, Sasuke acknowledges easily. Though I fail to see how that is any of your concern. Then what about Karin? What about her? What do you see her as? Suigetsu asks. The playfulness in his eyes gone and replaced by an intent look that seems almost out of place in him. Stop that, Suigetsu. Jugo all but commands, surprisingly firm. Sasuke's right, that is none of our business. The swordsman huffs, a challenging grin taking to his lips. Like hell it isn't. So, what is it going to be? Sasuke. Sasuke stares, taken aback by his insistence but not showing it. His old self would have told Suigetsu to shut up, would have ignored his outlandish questions from the get-go. Hell, he would have been annoyed that Suigetsu was wasting his time with something so pointless. As he is now, he is struck by something else entirely. What do you see her as? He has never thought about that before. Karin has always been just Karin. The strongest girl he knows in more ways than one. The hardest one to handle, too. Refusing to bow down to anyone unless it meant getting something out of it. The most confusing, without a doubt. Always doing and saying things without rhyme or reason when he least expects her to. The woman he trusted to watch his back, and to point the way forward. There is no point in saying any of that to Suigetsu, though, so he voices the closest thing he can find. Karin's my nakama. That's it. Suigetsu gives him a blank look. All those years of her following you around like a bitch in heat, and that's all you have to say about her? Jugo leans forward, his frown deepening. Suigetsu. Sasuke can only glare. Not sure he is liking what Suigetsu is getting at. It's okay, Sasuke. Jugo reassures him, but even Sasuke can notice his expression has withered. You don't have to explain yourself. Suigetsu shakes his head, letting himself fall onto his elbows. Damn. I never thought I'd say this, but I feel sorry for her. I bet you don't even know how she felt about you. Huh. What? Ha! You really didn't have a clue, did you? Damn. Suigetsu. Jugo practically begs this time, gaze wary. If Karin finds out, he ignores him, giving Sasuke a wide, haughty grin that doesn't reach his eyes. Karin was crazy about you. Is whatever. Head over heels. She used to whisper your name whenever she fell asleep guarding me. Oh, Sasuke Sasuke. Are you seriously telling me you never noticed? Sasuke kind of feels like Suigetsu is speaking another tongue. The Karin he sees in his mind is frowning at him, yelling at him. Always unimpressed, exasperated even. I say no thanks. I have no reason to join you. Sasuke, quit bossing us around. Pathetic. I can't believe you're the one who actually took down Orochimaru. Bastard. I ain't ever forgiving you. Shit. Poor Karin. Suigetsu continues from somewhere far away, sounding almost sympathetic. She nearly threw herself at you at every chance, and you never even cared enough to notice, huh? Sasuke looks at Jugo, hoping he will deny it. The other man simply sighs, closing his eyes. And Sasuke's, his widen. The look Karin gave him when she came to say goodbye that morning. The emotion he saw in her eyes, it was resignation. "You're full of shit, Suigetsu," he manages at last. But even he knows he is fighting the inevitable. Suigetsu knows it too, by the amused if disbelieving way he is eyeing him. "What did you want her to do, suck your dick? Come on, Sasuke. I hated her guts and even I noticed." Sasuke feels a stab of something in his chest. Hurt. He cares about Karin. Always has. Could he have really overlooked something so glaring? Itachi's truth shackles Sasuke, poisons him, leaves him adrift. He can still see his brother's unfocused eyes whenever he closes his, feel the warmth of his blood on his hands. The memories suffocate him. He feels like he is drowning. He doesn't eat, doesn't sleep, he just remembers. Each memory a different kind of torture, a different shape of agony. For 2 days, there is only him and the darkness and his pain. On the third, Karin saunters into the cave. She meets his confused, disoriented stare with her own impassible one, offering a curt nod as answer to all his unasked questions. Then, she promptly drops herself on the floor by the candlelight and pulls out a book. Sasuke stares at her long and hard, eyes darkening by the minute. Karin ignores him, seemingly too engrossed in her book. "What are you doing here, Karin?" he demands at last, voice raspy from disuse. Karin gives him a passing glance, not even acknowledging his scowl before returning her attention to her book. "Since you aren't around, Suigetsu's being even more annoying than usual. The asshole won't let me read in peace, so I figured I'd get some peace and quiet here," she explains, leisurely flipping one page. Sasuke's eyes narrow dangerously. "That's none of my business, Karin. I want to be alone." Karin just hums, making no effort to leave. Sasuke fists his hands around the sheets. "Karin," he warns, "what the fuck do you want to be alone for?" She shoots back, eyes sharp and suddenly focused on him. "So you can keep feeling sorry for yourself?" His body goes taut with indignation. "I'm not. Like hell you aren't." Karin barks, the echo so loud it makes him wince. "Staying down here, starving yourself to death? Come on, Sasuke. This ain't like you." She is right and he knows it, but his pride won't let him admit it. A biting protest makes its way to his throat, curt and vicious, but Karin is speaking again before he can push it through. "Self-pity doesn't suit you, Sasuke," she mutters, voice gone surprisingly soft. "It's not what Itachi would have wanted." He swallows the bitter sting of tears that prickle at his eyelids at the sound of his brother's name. The anger is easier than the pain, so he clings to it, biting back a growl and bellowing, "What the fuck do you know? You didn't even know him." "That's right, I didn't," she admits easily, unshaken by his outburst. "But you did." Her words strike him, leave him powerless. He deflates as the fight leaves him, eyes traveling back to his hands and going unfocused again. He feels the weight of Karin's own gaze on him for a moment longer, until she finally lets out a shuddering breath. They sit in silence for what must be hours. When Karin finally leaves, she comes back soon after with a food tray and a new book. Sasuke notices this, just like he noticed when she had finished the first. He says nothing of it, and neither does he thank her. Not even as he shakily makes himself eat for the first time in days. He did not thank her then, and he did not thank her the following day, when he left the cave and rejoined the team he would rather not consider as his friends. There are a lot of things he has never thanked Karin for, but she never seemed to mind. She always stayed by his side, scolding him or silently supporting him depending on what he needed, never asking for anything out of him. It occurs to him now, as he lays awake by the fire, that he never stopped to ask himself why. Why did Karin go so far for him? Why did she get so close to him, when there was no one around to see? Why did she forgive the unforgivable? If he had, then maybe he would have seen the truth for what it was. But he was blind to it, too focused on his revenge, too consumed by hatred, too caught up in his past. Loving him made Sakura suffer, cry, beg. How did Karin feel on the other end of his indifference? Of his callous betrayal? How does he feel now that he is aware of what she may have felt for him? Sasuke looks up at the starry sky, brows lightly drawn together, and finds that he has no answers. Suigetsu and Jugo aren't alone when they come back. Karin doesn't know what to make of that. Neither does she know what to make of the strange way Sasuke looks at her from underneath his hood. eyes so focused that he doesn't even blink as she holds his stare. The feeling of his eyes on her makes her skin prickle. Her body go warm with a familiar excitement she is not supposed to feel anymore. She rebels against it, sends him a questioning look that feels more like a glare. Sasuke does look away, then, brows lightly drawn together. Karin doesn't know what to make of that either. Weird. Still, she knows better than to let herself think of Sasuke. Any more than I already do, at least. It's already hard enough to keep him off her thoughts when he isn't there. Now that he is there, so close but yet so far, the almost harmless I wonder how Sasuke is doing has started to transform into the dangerous maybe I should go check on Sasuke. With every minute Sasuke spends there, Karin is finding it harder and harder to keep her distance. Guess you won't be coming back with them. Huh? Sasuke? Knowing he wouldn't be back had almost been a relief, despite the heartache. But of course, nothing can ever be easy when it comes to Sasuke. If Karin wants him close, he slips between her outstretched fingers like the wind itself. Now that she has grown used to him being away, he comes back to her. No, not to her. Not even to them. To Orochimaru, probably. Whatever. That's none of my business. She stubbornly reminds herself, walking away from him and towards Jugo instead. Here's what you asked for, Karin. Great. Thanks, Jugo. She takes the pouch with a grateful nod, welcoming the distraction. I'll go check them out. Wait, Karin. Turning back, Karin is confused when he steps closer to her. Her confusion only grows when he drops his voice to a clumsy whisper. Suigetsu told. I told everyone who cared to hear that you're an eyesore. S what I did. Suigetsu teases, suddenly leaning on Jugo and into her, face split in a familiar, mocking grin. That grin remains even as Karin punches him straight in the nose, sending the top of his head splashing all over Jugo's cloak. You should have dumped this asshole in a puddle somewhere, Jugo Sasuke, she snaps, falling back to their old dynamic so easily that she makes the honest mistake of looking at Sasuke. His hood is down now, but his eyes are still trained on her, still with the same baffling intensity, as if she is a lead he is trying to figure out. What the hell? Sputtering despite herself, she pushes her glasses up her nose and storms off before the last of her defenses can fall. Stupid Sasuke and his stupid, piercing eyes. Why the hell did he have to come back now, of all times? I presume Sasuke-kun will not be back then, Orochimaru commented out of nowhere airily, as if the fact that they were nothing but an unwanted stop for the boy he sought so hard to possess were no skin off his nose. Karin just grunted in response and leaned closer to the microscope, hoping that if she looked focused enough, Orochimaru would. You look conflicted. I don't, she argued immediately, cursing whatever impulse had made Orochimaru decide to play therapist. Wherever Sasuke goes is his choice, so it's all good with me, he chuckled. Observant stare set on her. Maybe Sasuke-kun simply hasn't been given a reason to stay. Huh? What are you even talking about? Orochimaru-sama. She frowned, aggravated by what he seemed to be implying. As if anyone could. Sasuke's always made his own choices. Has he now? That gave Karin pause, rendering her silent as Orochimaru continued. Despite the horrors he has lived, Sasuke-kun has remained pure of heart. That is certainly part of what makes his win so unique, yes. However, it also makes him easy to influence. What's that supposed to mean? Sasuke-kun has always been weak to Naruto-kun. The man stated bluntly, never losing the unnerving smile. Meanwhile, Naruto-kun is weak to Konoha. He may not realize that the precious village that fuels him might also drown out Sasuke-kun's fire. She crossed her arms, growing defensive despite herself. And you know this how? Experience, my dear child. And also, I recognize some of myself in Sasuke-kun. Narcissistic weirdo. Like hell Sasuke is anything like you, is what Karin thought. That's all fine and well, Orochimaru-sama, is what she said instead, turning back to her work. But Sasuke should know best. It's his life after all. To her surprise, Orochimaru laughed. What's so funny? I was just thinking that Sasuke-kun isn't the only slave to his weakness. Karin felt her cheeks grow warm. She was about to protest, indignant, when the mirth faded from Orochimaru's eyes and his lips abandoned all semblances of a smile. Being selfish isn't a sin, Karin, he told her, and it sounded more like a warning than advice. If you give away so much of yourself without taking anything back, you'll end up empty. Freaking Orochimaru. What the hell does he even know? Karin clicks her tongue, jaw clenching as his words echo in her mind for the umpteenth time. Unwanted, unwelcomed, rattling. Being selfish isn't a sin, Karin. He says that because he's never loved anyone but himself. She muses angrily. All I want is for Sasuke to be happy. He's happy with his old team. She had seen it in his eyes, in his smile. She had felt it in his chakra. He's got someone who loves him and waits for him back home. There is no place for her there, she knows. Sasuke doesn't need me, and I sure as hell don't need him. She handled the southern hideout all on her own. Sasuke only a warm memory to keep her going when things got rough. She has spent 2 years without him. Sasuke all but a persistent ache she is trying to leave behind. And so, if despite that, a part of Karin still wants him, loves him, wishes he would be there with them, that's my damn problem. Not his. No matter what Suigetsu said, no matter what Orochimaru implied, I won't let any of these idiots put that burden on Sasuke. Karin marches angrily to her laboratory, away from the hideout's entrance, away from Sasuke. Sasuke isn't in the kitchen when Karin gives in to her grumbling stomach and goes to grab a bite. Neither is he with Suigetsu and Jugo when she grows suspicious of how quiet they are being and goes to see what they are up to. She knows for a fact that Sasuke isn't with Orochimaru either, since she has spent the entire day going back and forth between her laboratory and his. Not being able to help her curiosity, Karin turns her back on Suigetsu and Jugo and asks, with deliberate indifference, "So, where's Sasuke? He left already?" Predictably enough, Suigetsu snickers. "I just knew you were dying to ask. Why don't you use that power of yours? It'll make keeping tabs on him easier. Won't it?" Karin all but rolls her eyes, as if being even more aware of Sasuke's gonna help, you dumbass. She decides to ignore him, lest he take her rightful annoyance as an invitation to keep going. By the windowsill, Jugo is looking at her with something too close to concern for her liking. Karin decides to ignore him, too. Later, Karin thinks that maybe she should have listened to Suigetsu and used her Kagura Shingon. At least then, she would have been prepared to find Sasuke comfortably leaning on the wall right across her room. Again. Huh? What is it this time, Sasuke? Then again, nothing could have prepared her for his greeting. Karin, Suigetsu told me you had feelings for me. The words are so deadpan, so unthinkable, so utterly and completely unexpected, that for a moment Karin thinks she has heard wrong. She blinks, brain slowing down to a stop, and croaks, "He what? Suigetsu told me you. What the fuck?" The world starts spinning again, so fast that Karin has to hold onto the wall to keep herself upright. She is looking at Sasuke with nothing but sheer horror, yet he simply stares back, impassive. Is it true? She parts her lips, but every attempt at a rebuttal sounds like a fish out of water and desperately gasping for air. Suigetsu. That bastard. She curses, heart drumming wildly in her ears. Karin. Sasuke presses, and her face grows so hot that she is almost sure it burns to the touch. She clicks her tongue and wipes the sweat from her brow, eyes frantically darting around them. They aren't in the southern base anymore. There are no prisoners around to witness her embarrassment and question her authority, to respect her less, fear her less. But old habits die hard, and Karin isn't thinking clearly enough to try to stop them. She grabs Sasuke by the wrist and pulls him inside her room, eager to hide her vulnerability from the ghosts of her past. When she closes the door behind her, she finds the present staring at her, still and uncharacteristically patient. The weight of his expectant stare makes Karin lean against the door, half wishing it could swallow her whole. Suigetsu, you dick. What would he know? She fires back at last, readjusting her glasses in a futile attempt to get back some of her dignity, some semblance of control. If you haven't noticed, Suigetsu's basically got a thing for you. That bastard was just projecting. Karin? Sasuke calls again, embarrassingly calm even before her disgraceful fumbling. Are you telling the truth? Karin snaps her mouth shut and swallows, throat dry. Why do you even care, anyway? We are nakama, he states, merciless. You are important to me. She bites down on her lower lip, heart skipping a beat despite herself. She should deny it. She gave up on the right to tell him 2 years ago, resolute to take her feelings for him to the grave, refusing to burden him with something he never asked for. And yet, damn it, Sasuke, why can't you just let it go? He had blown so many chances, turned a blind eye to so many hints. Why do you care now, huh? Why now? And yet, she knows it's no use. Sasuke is naive, but he is far from dumb. If he is here to ask her, then that means he's already got a good idea of the answer. She decides, hands curling into loose fists. Life is cruel and Sasuke is merciless. With a sigh, Karin takes her glasses off and rubs the bridge of her nose. So what if I did? What if I did have feelings for you, huh, Sasuke? What does it even matter? So it was true. Sasuke's eyes widen a fraction, only to narrow with something akin to suspicion. Was it because I saved you from that bear? Whatever is left of her self-control evaporates then and there. Why? You remember that? Karin stammers, eyes going round. No, wait. You knew it was me? He nods wordlessly. She stares, equal parts confused and dismayed. Why the hell didn't you ever say anything? It didn't seem relevant. It didn't seem... She trails off, mouth agape, the memory that fueled her all those years. The smile that kept her going and gave her something to fight for just wasn't relevant. Feels like a grand, cosmic joke. It should break her heart, make something inside her wither like in those romance novels she likes to read when no one is looking. Strangely, it doesn't. Instead, Karin just laughs. It's Sasuke's turn to look confused, but she can't bring herself to care. That's just like Sasuke. Huh? He saved a stranger's life, touched their hearts and changed their lives for the better. And it was just like any other day to him. The thought makes Karin's laughter ebb into a fond smile, her eyes growing soft, sincere. Karin, Sasuke demands, bringing her out of her reverie. Why did you like me? All right, Sasuke, you want honesty? I'll give you honesty. Like you. She snorts, incredulous. I fucking loved you, Sasuke. Don't you dare talk about my feelings as if they were just some silly little crush. You hear? Sasuke remains unfazed, but he seems to weight her words, because he corrects himself. Fine. Why did you love me, then? What kind of question's that? She mutters under her breath. 'Cause I thought you were worth loving, obviously. He isn't standing close enough for her to fully discern his expression without her glasses on. It might be just that which emboldens her, that which makes her stand proud and tall as she bares her heart to him for the first and last time. You saved me, Sasuke, even when I was just some weak nobody you had never met before. She confesses wistfully. And then you gave me a reason to go on after I lost my village. Something to aspire to. I probably wouldn't be here if it weren't for you. By the time she finishes, her voice has dropped to a heartfelt whisper. Her eyes never stray from his own. Not even as her hands go limp and her whole body deflates. In a way, it almost feels like she has been holding her breath all these years, and only now exhaling at last. It seems to be the opposite for Sasuke. He draws in a breath, eyes widening. I nearly killed you, he points out after a while, as if she has somehow forgotten about that. Karin squints at him sourly. No shit. I wanted to be done with you after you did. Why weren't you? Because she felt it. As that boy Naruto spoke to Sasuke, Karin felt it. The warmth of his chakra slipping through the cracks of the darkness, engulfing him whole, like sunlight through the night sky. The Sasuke I've always known was still there somewhere, and I wasn't ready to give up on him just yet. She offers him with a melancholy smile. He lightly shakes his head, as if trying to make sense of what he is hearing. You never said anything. What for? You're as single-minded as a damned rock, Sasuke. You had enough on your plate as it was. I didn't want to burden you with something you weren't ready for. Karin looks away as she adds, embarrassed. I guess. I thought that if you felt the same way you'd, catch on. But you never did, so I got the message. Karin. When Karin puts her glasses back on again, she finds Sasuke giving her an odd, conflicted look. It makes her huff and cross her arms, wary and irritated. I swear, if you start pitying me, I won't ever forgive you, you bastard. I don't, he promises. Still, there's something forlorn in his eyes when he adds, so sincerely that it almost physically hurts. I'm sorry, Karin, for never noticing. Karin refuses to let him see her ache. It takes every ounce of strength she has to keep her expression even, her voice casual. I told you, it's fine. Besides, even if you had, that wouldn't have changed anything. Her lips quirk up in a knowing smile, just bordering on bitter. You already have someone to come home to, after all. Sasuke looks down, brows knitting. Sakura, huh? Karin nods, eyes focused somewhere beyond him. I don't hate her, She saved my life, and she loves you a lot. I could tell. She's gonna make you happy if you give her the chance, Sasuke. With her glasses on, Karin can see the way his jaw clenches and his shoulders tense. Can see him close his eyes, brows still drawn together. TCH, that idiot. For some reason, the Sasuke that has come to see them after 2 years seems like he is ready to carry the weight of the world on his shoulders. It's no different now, and her heart hurts as she looks at him. She wants to tell him that he doesn't have to feel guilty, that she loving him isn't any of their faults, that she is happy to have felt that way about him, that he owes her nothing, that he has given her enough. But she isn't ready for that much honesty. She doesn't know how to bear any more of her bruises without opening up the wounds. So she swallows the tenderness down, turns it into annoyance. TCH, I told ya already, I don't need your... Whatever it is that she is about to say dies on her tongue when Sasuke opens his eyes and raises his face. Because when his eyes meet hers, they are brimming with something. Something she has only rarely seen in them before, and never this strongly, never this clear. Her throat goes dry. All I care about is Sasuke's happiness. Being selfish isn't unforgivable, Karin. As long as he's happy. If you give away so much of yourself without taking anything back, even if I don't ever see him again, you'll end up empty. Loving him is enough for me. He is standing before her, so close that all she has to do is reach, mismatched eyes focused and set on her. And it's so real that it terrifies her. For a frightening breath, there is a sliver of something deadly in her heart, something dangerously close to hope. She tries to squash it, to remind herself of what is best for Sasuke, of all the things she can't give him. A family, a home, a sense of normalcy, soft, pristine contours without all the rough edges and scars. You'll end up empty, but it stays persistent, abrasive, crushing. Being selfish isn't unforgivable. It makes her palms sweat, her heart beat faster. Sasuke parts his lips, takes a step towards her, and Karin forgets how to breathe. Her traitorous heart always seems to beat more strongly, more fully, whenever Sasuke is near. It seeks him out, like a moth to a flame, and betrays her in the most spectacular way. Her lips meet his before she has even understood what she has done. But her body registers the contact the instant it happens. Lightning runs down her spine. It makes the little hairs on her arms stand on end. Her heart beats so fast that it's almost dizzying. When her brain finally catches up, Karin leans back only to find Sasuke staring at her, eyes wide. Shit. She backs away so quickly, she almost crashes into the door behind her. Tech, that's not. You looked like... he doesn't even blink, just continues to stare at her with those wide, unreadable eyes. Horrified, Karin grabs him by the sleeve, opens the door and unceremoniously pushes him outside. Forget that ever happened, she barks, jamming the door shut in his face. She doesn't wait for a response, doesn't give him time to react, just closes the door and leans palms first into it, letting out a mouthful of air. In the stillness of her room, she urges herself to breathe, urges her heart to stop hammering against her ribcage, her ears to stop ringing, her face to stop burning. With one arm still holding the door closed, Karin dares to take her trembling fingertips to her lips. They are warm. Sasuke leaves the next morning. He doesn't expect Karin to come see him off, but she is standing there with Suigetsu and Jugo when he exits the hideout. This time, Sasuke does understand the way she pointedly avoids meeting his eyes. The concerned looks Jugo throws at her. The expectant way Suigetsu's gaze keeps jumping between the two of them. Sasuke doesn't know what Suigetsu thinks will happen, but he knows that he is waiting in vain. Jugo seems to know it, too, because he touches Suigetsu's shoulder, nods at him to step aside and back towards the hideout, once they have both said their goodbyes. When only he and Karin remain, Sasuke allows himself to look at her. She seems satisfied just standing there. Arms crossed across her chest and chin jutted out, somewhere between defiant and stubborn. Or embarrassed? Sasuke ponders, almost intrigued by how different her behavior looks to his eyes now. Later, Karin, he says at last, and his lips unexplainably prickle as they wrap around her name. She eyes him, guarded. For a moment, it seems like she is going to say something, but then her cheeks grow 2 shades darker and she hastily looks away, holding her chin even higher. Not too soon, I hope. Suigetsu becomes even more annoying when you're around. Hey, that should be my line, the swordsman quips from the side. Karin lets out a little self-righteous grunt. Her hair is down today and it looks even redder than usual under the sunlight. Her eyes catch it, too, becoming as red as the crest he wears on his back. Take care of yourself? She grits out, probably despite herself. By now, Sasuke knows enough to tell this is the most honest she has been all morning. I didn't want to burden you with something you weren't ready for. I will, he assures her, deliberately ignoring the echo of her voice. And if his eyes linger on her as he gives Taka one last nod, Sasuke deliberately ignores that, too. Sasuke narrows his eyes at the letter in his hand, the words blurring together in an almost incomprehensible mess that isn't entirely due to Naruto's lousy calligraphy. Among the news of Konoha and detailed descriptions of what he has been up to for the past months, 5 words stand out to Sasuke: Hinata Hyuga and getting married soon. The combination is so unexpected that it's almost numbing. Naruto is getting married? And to the quiet Hyuga girl? Despite how hard Sasuke searches his brain, he isn't sure he remembers seeing Naruto talk to her once. Not outside the aftermath of the war, at least. He feels curious despite himself. Wonders what he missed. How Naruto out of all people decided to marry this quickly, when he had been so busy the last time they talked. The blonde sounds happy in his letter, though, and not for the first time, Sasuke is surprised at his newfound maturity. You don't have to force yourself to come if it's something you aren't ready for. You know? We're connected, so I know you'll be happy for me, wherever it is that you are. Sasuke. He doesn't try to hold back the fond smile that flits onto his face at his friend's words. However, it soon fades as he reaches Naruto's PS note. I probably won't have time to look after Sakura-chan anymore and Kakashi-sensei's too busy, so I'm counting on you to take care of her. Okay? Sasuke? I know she's still waiting for you. So come see her when you can, you bastard. Sasuke sighs, glancing up and away from the letter. There is a nest on a branch of the tree he is leaning against, and 2 birds are taking turns feeding the chicks. For some reason, the sight makes him uneasy. If he is honest with himself, he always thought Naruto and his tireless, hopeless drive would end up swaying Sakura's heart like he swayed everyone's, his included. That one day, the girl would open her eyes and realize the lengths the blonde went for her. Like that time he saved her from Gaara. That she would realize Sasuke has hurt her too much. But it seems that somehow, while he wasn't looking, Naruto had decided to give up for what must have been the first time in his life. He had moved on and found someone else for him. A girl who made him happy enough to marry. Now, that same Naruto is asking him to take care of Sakura. Sasuke has an inkling of what that entails. It's what Kakashi expects of him. Suigetsu too, apparently. Even Karin. Deep down, he is starting to wonder if he is just prolonging the inevitable. He never thought about loving anyone that way when he was driven by revenge, and he doesn't think about it now, either. He isn't sure he ever will. Doesn't even know if he is capable of it. But Sakura has loved him for so long, waited for him for so long, suffered for him for so long, that if Sasuke is to try one day, it should be with her. It has to be. After everything he has put her through, it would be too cruel of him to give what is left of his heart to anyone else. So then why? Absent-mindedly, Sasuke takes 2 fingers to his lips. There is an odd feeling flickering in his chest. It's small and strange, almost hesitant. But Sasuke has had 5 months to recognize its warmth. For some reason, it seems to always be there whenever Karin crosses his mind. So what if I did? What if I did have feelings for you, Sasuke? What does it even matter? It's almost 2 months after Naruto's marriage when Sasuke finds himself standing before his friend's new house and ringing the bell. Oh, Sasuke-kun. Hinata softly greets, surprise quickly giving way to a polite but genuine smile. Naruto-kun will be happy to see you. Please. Hinata, did you just say, Sasuke? Naruto is suddenly at the door, eyes so wide they are almost round. You bastard, you could have told me you were coming. What if I wasn't home? Tabeo? He complains, but his voice betrays how elated he is at seeing him there. I would have left my regards with your wife, I guess, Sasuke states blankly, holding back a smile at the sight of Naruto's predictable and childish frown. Congratulations on the marriage, to the both of you. Naruto grows flustered, one hand coming up to scratch his cheek. But his eyes have grown bright and his grin is so wide it almost hurts to look at. Thank you, Sasuke-kun. Hinata accepts graciously before glancing at Naruto, her gaze growing fond at the sheer joy she finds in his face. We got your letter, you know? The blonde tells him warmly. But it feels really good to hear you say it in person, Sasuke. Despite the obvious changes, catching up with Naruto feels almost like coming home. The Hokage-to-be is eager to share every minute detail of what his life has been like since the last time they saw each other, while Sasuke doesn't hesitate to remind him that he already knows most of it thanks to the letters Naruto insisted on sending him. I told you already. It's not the same. Tebeo. It's Naruto's complaint every time he brings it up. Sasuke gives up with a sigh each time, not nearly as exasperated as he looks. Hinata respectfully stayed back inside when he and Naruto went out to the yard, most likely wanting to give them space. Sasuke hadn't missed the grateful look Naruto had given her, and frankly, he is thankful too. Only with Naruto would he feel this at ease, talking about his travels and the things he has learned. When he is done, he finds Naruto looking at him with bright eyes and a shameless, fond smile that looks almost proud. You should wipe that embarrassing look from your face before someone else sees it, Yujiratanki, he remarks with feigned annoyance, a little flustered by the sheer affection in his friend's gaze. Naruto only chuckles, not even trying to hold back his grin. It's just, I was thinking, you sound kind of content, Sasuke. It sucks to not have you around, but I'm happy you're getting to see all this stuff. Really. I'm glad for you, too, he admits quietly, encouraged by Naruto's heartfelt sincerity. You look happy. I am. I never knew being married could be so much fun. I mean, it's really busy too. But he trails off, wistfully lowering his gaze to his hands. Sasuke waits for him to find the words, attentively watching him. It feels amazing to know I will never have to come home to an empty house anymore, you know? That I truly do have a home of my own. Tebeo. Sasuke understands what he means. It's what he longed for when he spent his childhood alone in the compound. For one more chance to come home to his mother's kind smile, to his father's stern gaze, to Itachi asking him how his day at the academy went. Naruto must have noticed the nostalgia seep into him, because he lowers his face into Sasuke's peripheral vision, his smile turning hopeful. It may not be the same, but I hope you'll have this, too, someday, Sasuke. He gestures behind him. A home of your own with a wife and kids and the whole package. I could be Uncle Naruto. Tell him all the stories about how I kicked your ass. He rolls his eyes as the blonde loses himself in the fairy tale he is painting as a future, his enthusiasm making Sasuke's lips cork up outside his will. Inwardly, however, he ponders. A home of my own, huh? Despite what is expected of him, he is not interested in having a wife nor on having kids. So, then what could be home for him? As he looks at the still raving blonde sitting by his side, Sasuke muses that the closest thing he has are the memories of his family, and the knowledge that Naruto is there. It's enough. He doesn't need anything else. Isn't sure if he ever will. Doesn't even know if he should. Sasuke? Earth to Sasuke. Have you even bothered to listen to what I've been saying? Before Sasuke can answer, the doorbell rings. I'll get it. Hinata reassures them from somewhere inside the house, and Naruto scratches his chin. Huh. I wonder who it could be? Dinner with Sai and Ino isn't until tomorrow. Curiously, both turn towards the door just in time to see Hinata stepping aside to let in a girl with long, pink hair. Oh, it's Sakura-chan, Naruto announces, as if Sasuke hasn't realized it himself. When her eyes land on him, Sakura hurries outside. Sasuke-kun, she greets with a surprised, elated beam. Ino told me she felt your chakra, but I didn't think. Naruto sighs. I'm chopped liver even in my own house. Tebeo. Sorry, Naruto. Sakura apologizes, raising a hand and winking sheepishly. Then, she turns back towards Sasuke, her face setting into something soft and hopeful. Welcome home, Sasuke-kun. I'm back. The words feel alien as they roll off his tongue, as if they aren't quite his own. It's been a while, Sakura. Yeah, it sure has. Naruto clears his throat. How about you two go take a walk? You can catch up with Sakura-chan while Hinata and I make dinner. Sasuke. He stresses, answering Sasuke's questioning stare with a pointed look. What a wonderful idea, Naruto. Between Naruto's look and Sakura's glee, Sasuke knows the choice has already been made for him. No point in arguing, then, right? He agrees, getting up. Let's go, Sakura. Yes. As it turns out, Sakura is as happy as Naruto to fill him in on everything he has missed, including a lot of gossip Sasuke doesn't care much for, like the fact that Sai and Ino are now together, and that so are Shikamaru and Gaara's sister, Temari. But Sakura looks happy talking to him, cheeks rosy and green eyes positively gleaming. It's a good look on her, so Sasuke humors her, lets her talk about everything and anything that crosses her mind. interrupting only when something genuinely catches his interest. Eventually, they come across a bench and Sakura sits down, keenly watching him with a hopeful smile. Wordlessly, Sasuke sits down by her side. Sakura's grin widens, pleased. It feels so good to have you back, Sasuke-kun. I was starting to think I'd need to go get you myself. She teases good-naturedly. You do more good here than you do coming with me on my travels, Sasuke points out, shaking his head in wonder at her undeterred drive. Mao, don't say that. Sakura pouts, but seems to get over it quickly. Hey Sasuke-kun, do you think you'll be staying here at least for a little while? She glances away and then back at him, nervously twirling a stray thread from her skirt. Because I was thinking, if you do, maybe we could. She lets her words hang in the air, both knowing what follows by heart. It's the same invitation Sakura has tirelessly given him ever since their academy days. Back then, Sasuke would have blown her off, dismissed her feelings with no more than a passing glance and some curt words. This time, Sasuke asks what he has been wondering all along. Sakura, why do you love me? Eh? The girl looks startled, her blush deepening. Then, she grows nervous, shy, hesitant. That's well. When she finds what she wants to say, Sakura's expression softens. She looks at him with tangible adoration, eyes creasing into a smile as she confesses. Because you are you, Sasuke-kun. I see. He doesn't, not really, but he doesn't know what else to say to that. How can Sakura be so sure of who he is when she has never looked into his heart the way Naruto has? Inwardly, he can't help but wonder if he and Sakura see the same thing when he looks into the mirror and she looks into his eyes. If the Sasuke that Sakura seems to hold so close to her heart is the one sitting beside her now, or the one that shared a classroom with her a lifetime ago. Perhaps it's the Sasuke he could have been when he was assigned into Team 7. Or maybe it's someone he hasn't become just yet. Someone he may never be. Sasuke-kun. Sakura's voice is so soft, he nearly misses it. When he turns to her, Sasuke finds that she is leaning closer to him and giving him an expectant, hopeful stare from underneath her fluttering eyelashes. Eyes flitting to his lips and then back to his eyes. Stunned, he takes his fingers to his lips. They are sticky with raspberry lip gloss. Karin has shut the door to her room, but he can still see her clearly before his eyes. The red hue of her cheeks, the dazed look in her eyes, only there for the briefest of moments before they widened with fright, as if she were only then realizing what she had done. Sasuke's mind is blank, then. It remains that way even as she pulls him outside and demands he forget. But as he stands there, stunned, silent still, one thought crosses his mind. Sasuke stands up. I should get going. Already? But you just got here. There's something I'm looking into. Something only I can see with these eyes. Sakura doesn't look less dejected. Then, can I come with you? I'm counting on you to take care of her. Okay? Sasuke? She's gonna make you happy, if you give her the chance. Sorry, Sakura. Sasuke extends 2 fingers and flicks her forehead. Maybe some other time. Karin's lips were warm. As he dashes through the trees, Sasuke can't help but ponder why. He moved away when he realized Sakura was hoping for a kiss. Why hadn't he done so with Karin, too, before her lips touched his own? Someone with his reflexes wouldn't be caught off guard by such a simple action. Sasuke knows that much now. No, he had let it happen. Sasuke remembers feeling vaguely curious, wondering what Karin's intentions were, when her eyelashes lowered and she brought her face closer to his. He hadn't expected to be kissed, but he could have moved away once it happened. He could have leant back, pushed her away faster than Karin retreated on her own. He hadn't. He had stood there, frozen, without making any effort to back away. The kiss had been quick, no more than a peck on the lips, yet it lingered. The warmth of her lips, the texture of her lip gloss, the look in her eyes. They linger now, too, along with that flicker of something he can't put his finger on, something he tried to ignore, but that has persisted, remaining in his periphery and ultimately piquing his curiosity. Something that wouldn't be going away on its own. You already have someone to come home to, after all. When he understood what Karin meant, his frown deepened. Sakura. Sasuke hadn't asked Sakura to wait, yet he knew that Karin was right. But then, if Sakura was waiting for him, what was he doing there? Asking himself all these pointless questions about Karin and her feelings for him. This time, he runs into Suigetsu first. Huh? I thought you wouldn't be back for at least another 2 years. The swordsman greets, blinking with surprise, a spoonful of yogurt halfway to his lips. "Where's Karin?" Sasuke asks, always one to cut to the chase. Suigetsu arches both eyebrows. "Karin? She's in the old Kusa hideout. Whatcha want her for?" He turns around, walking back the way he came without saying another word. "Yeah. Nice to see you, too, you jerk." Karin kissed him. Felt different from his first accidental kiss. With Naruto, there was shock and disgust and anger and embarrassment and the slightest taste of ramen. Whenever that kiss popped in his mind when he was young, it did so with the aftertaste of annoyance and embarrassment. Whenever he thought about it now, he felt almost nostalgic. But Karin's was different. There was shock, yes, but there was no disgust, no anger, no embarrassment. Instead, his lips prickled, and there was a flicker of something warm in his chest. Sasuke didn't know what to make of that. He knew better than to knock on Karin's door to seek answers, though. Given the way she had closed the door on his face, he could tell the redhead didn't want to see him. And even if she did, what would he tell her? What would he do were Karin to try to kiss him again? Karin is sitting on a rock by the entrance of the Kusa hideout. She doesn't look surprised to see him. Rather, she looks like she has been expecting him, a telltale sign that she has started using her Kagura Shingon again. Inwardly, Sasuke wonders what brought on that change, but he waves the thought aside, attention occupied by more pressing matters. Just like when he and Suigetsu went to find her at the southern hideout, Karin cocks her hip to the side, gaze a mixture between wary and curious. "What are you doing here, Sasuke?" Unlike then, however, he has come to her alone. Unlike then, he isn't seeking to convince her to join him. A valuable asset on a lifelong quest for revenge that has little to do with her. Unlike then, his motives aren't clear, straightforward, a given. Almost 3 years ago, he set out into the world to see everything he missed, to find answers, to understand the world, others, himself, to see how he feels about it all. And there is something about Karin that has been waiting on his mind. How foolish, he thinks, that he finds himself coming here to answer such pointless questions. But there is no turning back. Not now. And so, he offers Karin the simplest reason of all. "I came to see you." The walk to the kitchen is done in silence. When they get there, Karin nods towards one of the chairs. Sasuke takes a seat and Karin places an empty mug in front of him. Puts some water to boil. It's only when the kettle starts whistling that Karin speaks, impatiently tapping her foot against the ground. "So, what did you want to see me for?" He wraps his hand around the mug, staring down at its empty bottom as he gathers his thoughts. "I want to understand." Her brows draw together. "Huh? Understand what?" "Karin." He raises his eyes to hers, deciding to address what started it all. "Why did you kiss me?" The effect of his question is immediate. Karin jumps backwards, raising both arms before her like shields. Her face contorts in a mixture between surprise and embarrassment that Sasuke would have mistaken as anger, if he knew less than he knows now. "Wah? What the hell are you talking about, Sasuke? I don't remember doing such a..." "Karin." She clicks her tongue, points a damning finger at him while simultaneously adjusting her glasses with her other hand. "Sasuke, you bastard. That was almost a year ago. Who the hell do you think you are, coming here to bring it up like that?" "Karin?" He tries again, eyes narrowing with impatience. "Just answer the question." The redhead lets out an indignant grunt and turns her back to him, angrily babbling something unintelligible under her breath. Sasuke can only catch stupid question and obvious before Karin straightens and glances at him over her shoulder, eyes set in a glare. "Because I loved you, you idiot. Why else would I have done that, you absolute moron?" He frowns, unimpressed. Just as he has always thought, romantic love makes people do outlandish things, like hopelessly trying to please, like blushing and stuttering and acting like fools, like wanting to kiss each other. But Karin, she doesn't praise. She insults instead. She doesn't blush when their eyes meet. She glares at him, daring him to cross her. She doesn't wear her affections proudly for the whole world to see. She holds them in like a secret, like something that belongs only to her. He knows that for his old admirers, as well as for Sakura, loving him meant wanting to go on dates with him, fantasizing about him. It also meant disappointment, crushing rejection. "I know in my heart that there's nothing I can do. Even though I love you, even though I care so much about you, Sasuke." Tears and heartbreak. She who you came close to killing once. She feels for and spills tears over you, even now, because she suffers from loving you. But they persisted and naively held onto him, hoping that one day, their dreams would bear fruit. However, Karin isn't naive nor foolish. She must have known that loving him would not lead her anywhere. So then why? You're no fool, Karin. Loving me must have made you suffer. So why want to play at romance? The hell? Who said it made me suffer? The redhead turns to him, face opening with surprise and then wrinkling with confusion. Sasuke's frown deepens. Almost killed me, I know. We've been over this already. But that's not how things usually were between. You know us. Karin swallows, averting her eyes, as if the simple fact of grouping herself with Sasuke were too big a confession, too telling an admission. I was always distant. To his surprise, she looks indifferent. No shit. That's just the way you are. Why the hell would I mind? Sakura's voice begs to differ. It echoes in his head, sad and broken. Why don't you ever tell me anything? Why do you have to be so silent? Why can't you just let me in? So, you never wanted anything out of me? He probes, disbelieving. That seems to strike a chord, because she suddenly doesn't look so composed anymore. I never said that, she mutters reluctantly, fiddling with her glasses. The confusion must have shown on his face, because Karin continues, looking more uncomfortable by the second. I wanted a lot of things to do, a lot of things with you, for you, she huffs, obstinately clicking her tongue. Whatever. My feelings are my problem, not yours. He shakes his head to himself. Seems like even Karin isn't invulnerable to the foolishness. Even she can give in to it, losing control and claiming his lips despite fighting this hard to hold her feelings in. Sasuke doesn't understand it. The particular brand of affection Karin seems to harbor for him. What are those things that she wanted to do with him? For him? He wonders if he should even ask. TCH. Why the hell are you so interested in this all of a sudden? Sasuke? She cries out, branding a tea bag at him like one would wield a kunai. She stomps over to pour him tea, full lips curled down in a scowl. Why come here to ask all these stupid questions? In her haste, she bumps against his shoulder. Stands so close that Sasuke can smell her perfume, feel the warmth of her body seep into his. The feeling in his chest flickers at her proximity. Unsatisfied, unexplained. Without thinking, his hand shoots to grab her wrist before she can get away. Sasuke? He stares down at the ripples on the surface of his tea, fingers tightening around Karin's wrist. It occurs to him then that she is right. Her feelings are her problem, not his. He can't say the same about his own. He thought seeing with his own eyes and hearing with his own ears would be enough. Seems he was wrong. It's not enough for this, not to answer the questions he faces. I want to understand. He moved away when he realized Sakura was hoping for a kiss. Why hadn't he done so with Karin before her lips touched his own? Why had he thought of her as Sakura drew closer? What is it that he had felt when Karin's lips met his own? What is it that he feels now whenever he thinks of her? Why has the feeling persisted? Why does it refuse to go away? His eyes dart to her lips. Ever since that flicker made itself at home in his chest, he has avoided questioning it, telling himself it isn't worth his time. Truth is, with the passing months, the timid, strange feeling had caught his eye, and he had started wondering. Sasuke. Karin's hand has gone stiff in his hold. When his stare touches hers, he finds that she is looking at him with apprehension, her pulse beating wildly under his thumb. Have you gone crazy? She asks, as if she were somehow privy to his thoughts. He snorts. That would explain a lot. Sasuke stands up, turns his body towards her, holding her stare with eyes filled with intent. Because he knows now, I need to feel with my own skin, too. He calls her name, a question and a demand all at once. Karin. She freezes like she can't decide whether to bolt or to give in. Then she finally swallows, voice a breathless surrender. Suit yourself. Romantic love is so foolish, Sasuke thinks, as he draws closer to her. Surrender doesn't fit someone like Karin. His lips meet hers almost too soon. There is no shock this time either, no disgust, no embarrassment. Instead, he is aware of her lip gloss raspberry again, of how full her lips feel against his, of the odd kind of warmth that is making his own lips prickle, his fingers itch, of that flicker of a feeling blazing a little brighter, a little stronger. When Sasuke leans back, he finds Karin staring at him, eyes glazed over and burning with something akin to hunger. The fire in those red eyes seems to spread, because something in Sasuke's chest catches. 2. She takes off her glasses, exhales his name in a breath that feels more like a shudder. Sasuke. Softly, tentatively, she raises her free hand to his face, stares searching his. When he doesn't move away, Karin allows herself to cup his cheek, the touch so unexpectedly tender that it gives him gooseflesh. I don't know what you're playing at, but if you keep this up, I can't promise you I'll be able to hold back. Sasuke? She warns, voice taut. Sasuke finds his pulse speeding up a notch. Adrenaline and something similar and different all at once. Karin's words feel like a challenge, and Sasuke, he has never been the type to back down from one. Then don't. She stills. She glances at his fingers, at the way they tighten around her wrist. Then she shakes her head, almost with disbelief. You don't know what you're asking for. Show me. Her stare falls back on his, boring into his own. She must find something there, because the wildfire in her gaze seems to burn the hesitation away. Karin licks her lips. You asked for it, Sasuke. In one swift movement, the hand that was holding his cheek slips behind his neck and pulls him down to her. She stands on her tiptoes and sinks into him, pressing her chest flat against his, so much so that he has to switch his hold to her hip to keep his balance. When his fingers sink into the skin of her hip bone, Karin opens her mouth, breathes him in, and something in Sasuke gives. 8 months ago. Are you okay, Karin? Jugo asked for what must have been the 100th time. For someone who was usually so good at respecting boundaries, he sure was pushing his luck. Which meant Karin must be doing a piss-poor job at hiding her heart. I'm fine, she hissed, pretending to be engrossed in the book she was holding. When the weight of his stare didn't go away, she glanced up. Sure enough, he didn't look convinced. His brows were drawn in the same light frown that had taken to his features since that morning, when Sasuke had walked away from them to go who knows where. She scowled, aggravated. What do you want me to say, huh? How about you tell us what happened? Suigetsu not so helpfully suggested, loudly dropping himself on a cushion, the annoying, ever-present grin still on his face. She narrowed her eyes, wary despite knowing they hadn't been there to see her lose the fight. What happened? Nothing happened. Bullshit, Suigetsu snorted. There was some palpable tension between you and Sasuke just now, and before you try and tell me I have an overactive imagination, let me just say that even Jugo here noticed. Karin gave Jugo an accusatory look, but the taller man didn't deny Suigetsu's claims. With a frustrated growl, Karin threw her book at Suigetsu, who made no effort to avoid it. Shut up, Suigetsu, you ass. This is all your fault in the first place. His eyes went round with feigned innocence. Me? Whatever did I do this time? You know damn well what you did. You told Sasuke that I, Suigetsu perked up, excitedly pointing at her like a kid at a candy store. Aha! So you and Sasuke did talk about it. Karin grunted, folding her arms and sinking further on her cushion. Damn it, I fell right into his trap. Stupid Suigetsu. She was about to rip him a new one when Jugo shifted on his seat, his voice kind but hesitant. It didn't go well? The concern in his voice must have done a number on her, because Karin found herself begrudgingly admitting the embarrassing truth. It was a fucking disaster, alright? Can we drop it already? He came to her side and placed a comforting hand on her shoulder. I'm sorry, Karin. Guess I should have kept my mouth shut, huh? Somehow, Suigetsu managed to sound more surprised than apologetic. She sent him a dark look. No shit, asshole. Jugo's fingers squeezed her shoulder, then, calling for her attention. Do you think you will be able to move on now? Move on. Huh? These past 2 years, Karin thought that she was moving on. That each day, she got a little closer to getting over Sasuke. Bullshit. That unplanned kiss hadn't only been an admission of her stubborn, lasting feelings. No, it hadn't simply been a moment of weakness, a temporary lapse in judgment, an expression of her desire. No, it had been an admission of defeat. Plain and simple. All she did these past 2 years was run away from her feelings, bury them one memory at a time, as if they were meaningless. But they weren't. Her feelings for Sasuke were a beacon of light in the dark years she spent in Odo. They gave her purpose, something to look forward to, something pure to hold on to, despite all the atrocities she saw and did. Those feelings had not wavered, had not weakened, had not faltered. If anything, they had become even stronger. Karin knew now, with blinding clarity, that there was no moving on from Sasuke. Not from the way she felt about him. The realization should have annoyed her. It should have frustrated her, pained her, even. Yet it didn't. Instead, she found some sort of strange comfort in it. In knowing that, no matter what may happen, how far apart Sasuke might be, who he may build a home with, her heart would always beat more fully, more warmly for him. She liked that feeling, cherished it. Sasuke may never be hers, but her love for him was, and Karin could live with that. Now, she had been naive, thinking that embracing her feelings like that wouldn't cost her. If she had known back then just how much, she would have sewn her mouth shut, would have stayed as far as possible from Sasuke, her heart hidden safely in her chest. But she had slipped and given in for a traitorous breath, for an unforgettable brush of his lips. One kiss alone is all it took for her walls to crumble like dust around her feet, and the ones that came after them weren't the same. No, these walls ached, longed, yearned, loved. So, when Sasuke came back to her, chakra rippling with the confusion of wanting something, he didn't understand himself. Karin hadn't found the will to fight. Instead, she had felt her heart throbbing in her throat, in her fingertips, in her lips. A ticking bomb that not even she could defuse. In the aftermath of the explosion, Karin finds it again, budding inside her like a flower. The same treacherous, frightening feeling that beat against her ribcage as Sasuke stared at her in her room 8 months ago. Oh, it's the most dangerous feeling of all, she knows. And yet, this time, Karin has a hard time squashing it. No matter how many times she reminds herself that Sasuke's place is not by her side, the hope refuses to yield. It grows roots instead like bad weed, begging the question, what if you're wrong? Reminding her that that's for Sasuke to decide. She has not seen him again, not since his unexpected visit. Not since what happened between them. She doesn't need to. Somehow, his chakra never seems to stray too far from the hideout. There is something brewing under the surface. Something shifting, growing between him and Karin. Something unknown but familiar all at once. It comes to find him in his moments of solitude. Shape shifts into her eyes, her touch, her voice. Whenever it does, that feeling blazes a little brighter, a little warmer. Still nameless, indecipherable, undeniably there. Comforting yet daunting. Sasuke doesn't know if he wants to give it a name. Doesn't think he's ready for it. Not as he is. Not with everything he has left to do, to learn, to fix. Even if I were, what good would that do? He doesn't know how to play at romance. Has never been interested in doing it. Why should it be any different with Karin? He has nothing to offer her. Nothing to his name. Certainly not his heart. Yet he lingers. The hours become days. The days turn to weeks. And he still finds himself setting camp mere kilometers away from her hideout, knowingly choosing spots within the range of her Kagura Shingon. Always coming back, despite what dimensions he may visit during the day. The reason doesn't escape him. He left something undone in that hideout, with Karin. Something he intends to finish, once he understands his heart. Until then, Sasuke thinks it's wiser to keep his distance. He can't risk it happening again. Sasuke, will you regret it? He has just stepped out of a portal when he hears it. Tree branches crunching under someone's weight, leaves shaking as whoever it is approaches, and fast. He draws his sword without hesitation, turning on his Sharingan. Who's there? Show yourself. He demands, right as a cloaked figure lands on the branch directly above him. Sasuke-kun. The voice greets, breathless and entirely too familiar. His eyes widen with realization. Sakura, huh? The girl pushes back her hood and shakes loose her long pink hair, face bright and satisfied. I finally found you, Sasuke. Will you regret it? Karin had asked him quietly, curiously. When he turned to face her, he found no judgment in her eyes. Karin busies herself with Orochimaru's research, keeps her mind occupied and the memories at bay. But when her heart inevitably reaches out and finds his chakra, the hope grows another bud. She is no fool. She knows what it means, that he hasn't strayed far. Knows that if she can sense him, it's because he is letting her. She could go to him, track him down, and demand to know what is on his mind, on his heart. But Karin knows better. There are things Sasuke needs to figure out on his own. Things she would only interfere with if she were close. That is why this is his way of asking her to wait. She knows that much. She doesn't know what she is waiting for. Won't even allow herself the luxury of taking a guess. But at night, as she lies in bed, Karin closes her eyes and tells herself that it doesn't matter anyway. All that matters is that Sasuke's happy. If his happiness is in Konoha, with his old team, with the girl he left behind, she will support him. She will hope for his happiness, help him in any way she can, just as she always has. She will love him all the way, too. Silently, unfalteringly, just as she has always done. And if Sasuke were to think that perhaps he could be happy with them, with Taka, with her, then stop that. Karin rolls on her side, curls a hand around the sheets, fights the hope until she falls asleep. The hours become days, the days turn to weeks. When Sasuke's chakra finally approaches the hideout, her entire body grows tense. Anticipation beats in her wrists, quickening the pace of her pulse, only to turn into wariness once Karin realizes he is not coming alone. For a moment, she can't quite place the familiar chakra that trails behind him. Then realization sets in, bitter and sweet all at once. Somewhere inside her, the hope starts withering, one bud at a time. Sasuke had frowned, lips pressing together into a tight line. "What about you?" "I won't," Karin stated easily, firmly. "But I won't hold it against you, if it's not the same for you." Sakura had come to him with a letter in Naruto's handwriting, but her resolute stare had revealed her true intentions even before she said them aloud. "Sasuke-kun, I want to be with you. Please, let me join you." The resolve had quickly given way to disappointment when Sasuke shook his head, his brow furrowing with something close to concern. "Sakura, we've been over this." The disappointment still clings to her skin now, as she follows a silent Sasuke through the forest. The most stubborn side of her tells her to try again, to insist until he caves in. She doesn't have the heart to listen to it and resigns to having to try another time, when he is more willing to listen to reason. When the trees clear, they come across a cave. A girl stands before it, arms crossed and face twisted into an unwelcoming frown. With slight surprise, Sakura realizes it's the redhead she healed on that bridge years ago, the one that used to be on Sasuke's makeshift squad. "Karin," Sasuke greets, and Sakura finally learns her name. Sakura needs supplies. She's going back to Konoha. Hearing those words again makes her shoulders slouch a little more, her heart weight a little heavier. However, curiosity breaks through the dejection as she sees the way Karin clicks her tongue. Glare as sharp as a senbon needle and aims straight towards Sasuke. "I'm not a shop, Sasuke. Why don't you get your supplies from a village nearby instead of coming here to bother me?" "Huh?" She can't help the way her eyes grow a little rounder, her back straightening with surprise. No one talks like this to Sasuke-kun. Not aside from Naruto. She risks a look at Sasuke, her bewilderment only increasing when she finds no traces of annoyance on his face. He just looks at the redhead with focused, dark eyes. "Karin," he stresses, as if her name has a meaning of its own. I got it. The girl sighs. Suddenly, her piercing, red eyes are set on Sakura. "You Sakura, right?" She blinks, surprised still. "Ah, yes." Karin nods at her and then towards the cave behind her, the gesture clear as day. "Come with me." The redhead starts walking without waiting for a response. Unsure, Sakura turns to Sasuke. He meets her stare only briefly, enough to give her a nod that she guesses is meant to be reassuring. Then, his gaze moves back to the retreating girl, despite making no effort to follow after her. Sakura is used to his mind being a mystery, to wishing he would share his thoughts, let her understand his heart. She finds herself aching for that understanding then, too, as Sasuke's eyes set in a look she can't quite remember having ever seen there before. "Because your feelings are your problem," Sasuke had pointed out thoughtfully. Karin's lips had quirked up at that, her eyes brightening with amusement. "Heh, so you listened for once, Sasuke." The sadness in Sakura's chakra is so thick that it's almost suffocating. She tries to ignore it, just like she had tried to ignore the girl's tears back then, when Sasuke broke both of their hearts and Karin couldn't muster the enough strength to cry for her own. "What happens between you two is none of my business," she thinks, adamantly focusing on gathering the supplies. Her back deliberately turned towards Sakura's dejected form. "I don't want to know how you feel. I have enough with my own feelings." "Damn it, Karin-san." Inwardly, Karin curses. "Just Karin's fine." She bites out, voice harsher than she intended. Sakura doesn't seem to notice, and if she does, she doesn't take it to heart. "You saw what happened at that bridge and told me to give up on Sasuke-kun." The girl starts, wearing a sad smile. "You must think I'm crazy to still be chasing after him. Stop wearing your heart on your sleeve. I never asked to see it." I don't think anything. Whatever you do is not my business. Despite her bravado, she feels the vulnerability of this girl once again pulling at her heartstrings. It must be that which rips the words from her, making them sound so uncomfortably mellow. Besides, if you're crazy, that must make two of us. Behind her, the girl loudly draws in a breath. She can almost hear the gears moving behind that big forehead of hers, but she does nothing to help the pieces fall into place. The one who hurt you back then? It was Sasuke-kun, wasn't it? Sakura mutters, voice heavy with understanding. But you forgave him just like I did. That means you must care a lot about him. Karin's fingers tighten around the pouch she is holding. She wants nothing more than to tell her to drop the subject, to stop twisting the knife. But the girl is suddenly standing up, her voice gaining momentum. I love Sasuke-kun with my whole heart, Karin-san. She confesses, as if Karin doesn't know this, as if one look at Sakura weren't enough to tell. I'm sure that if Sasuke-kun just lets me, I can make him happy. With me by his side, he won't ever feel lonely again. I'd do anything for him, so, won't you help me, Karin-san? Her voice is heartfelt, painfully sincere in a way that is simply out of Karin's reach. She saved me, and she loves you a lot. I could tell. Sakura sounds so certain, so incredibly confident that she can make Sasuke happy. There is no doubt in her eyes, in her voice, in her chakra. Just love and need and determination. If their roles were switched, could Karin stand there and claim the same with that much certainty? Can she say so now? Karin thinks back to Sasuke's smile in the forest of death, to his smile as he stood before them in the aftermath of the war, with one arm less but with his heart in peace. It wasn't Karin who brought out those feelings in him. It was them, his old team. They made him happy, gave him warmth, brought him peace. If Sasuke were to stay with her, Suigetsu and Jugo, what would become of him? Would he find more reasons to believe that the world can be a good place, a kind place? Or would he grow restless at the incessant reminders of all the ways this world can break children like them? Sasuke wouldn't know happiness if it knocked off his teeth. Karin points out, gaze measuring as she faces Sakura. What makes you be so sure you can make that blockhead happy, huh? Sakura looks down, a fond smile flitting on her face. You probably know this already, but Sasuke-kun, Naruto, Kakashi-sensei, and I were a team when we were younger. Sasuke-kun was happy then. If we're together again, I know it can be like the old times. No, even better. The girl decides, growing determined again. I'll make sure of it. Karin takes a deep breath, eyes never straying from Sakura. I knew it. With this girl who loves him so much, Sasuke can have it all. His old team, family, a home, a real chance at happiness, peace. Meanwhile, all Karin can offer him is her scarred heart. She, Suigetsu, and Jugo, they have nowhere to go. They are stuck in time. Their only ties are to each other and to a dark past that will always follow them. She wants more than that for Sasuke. Now that he has started to look forward, she wants him to keep moving towards a brighter future. That's why she's gonna make you happy if you give her the chance, Sasuke. She believed it then, and she believes so now. That's why. Karin bites the inside of her cheek and pushes her glasses further up her nose. It's for the best. Not sure how you expect me to help. Sasuke's too stubborn to listen to anyone. But, Sakura perks up, hopeful. But? She swallows the hesitation down, pushes the warmth of Sasuke's lips, of his touch, of his chakra away. I hope things can work out for the two of you. Karin's eyes slid shut, her breathing evened. As Sasuke stared at her sleeping form, he couldn't help but wonder, just for how long had she been giving him so much, while asking for so little? When Sakura appeared before him, Sasuke was taken aback. It wasn't only that he hadn't expected her to come, and to do so this suddenly. No, more than that, Sasuke had realized that the girl hadn't crossed his mind. In the weeks that went by since his visit to Konoha, since his reunion with Karin, he had thought long and hard about a lot of things. About himself, about Karin, about himself and Karin. And yet, somehow, he had managed to forget the one thing he already knew. I'm counting on you to take care of her. Okay? Sasuke? Naruto had asked him. Hadn't Sasuke thought as much himself? That it would be too cruel for him to give what is left of his heart to anyone else. After Sakura has waited for him for so long? Then why? Why was it that he has never asked himself any questions about him and Sakura? Why was it that as the girl stood before him, his fingers didn't itch, his pulse didn't quicken? Why was it that all he felt was a twinge of guilt, of concern? No, I know why. He has known it for some time now. Ever since Sakura had looked at him with fluttering eyelashes and his body instinctively moved away. For better or worse, he finds her alone in the kitchen. There is a book in her hands, but one look at her is enough to tell she is just pretending to read. Inwardly, Sasuke holds back a sigh. Karin. She grunts, but makes no effort to acknowledge his presence otherwise. Sasuke can't help but to frown lightly at her predisposition. His disapproval must have leaked into his chakra, because Karin clicks her tongue before he can say anything. What do you want, Sasuke? She snaps, eyes still stubbornly set on her book. If you're looking for Sakura, she's washing herself, so you can why. I'm not. She finally looks up at that, an irritated frown darkening her face. Ha, what is it, then? Spit it out, 'cause I haven't got all day. His brows draw together again. Part exasperation, part confusion. He isn't sure he understands what has gotten Karin in such a bad mood, but he knows better than to try and guess. Karin, why are you being so difficult? She shifts in her seat, finally putting her book down. There is an uneasy air to her as she asks, remarkably calmly this time. What do you want, Sasuke? You didn't answer the question, is what he thinks but doesn't say, choosing to state the obvious instead. To talk about what happened between you and I. Yeah? Well, I don't. This time, Sasuke does sigh. Karin, what did you think, Sasuke? That you could show up here whenever you feel like it, and I'd be at your beck and call. Karin crosses her arms across her chest, eyes set into an airy glare. Sorry to break it to you, but that's not how it works. Her reproach takes him by surprise. He assumed she could tell, that she understood why he didn't come back, yet never strayed far. Seems he was wrong. The revelation makes him lose some of his footing, grow uncertain about how to proceed. Karin must be able to tell because her frown fades. Sasuke? She licks her lips, and even he can discern the hesitation in her voice as she says, have you thought that if it's taken you this long to come back here, maybe it's just not worth it? He can only stare, puzzled by the sudden turn the conversation and Karin's mood have taken. What do you mean? For a second, something close to sorrow seems to weigh on her gaze, but the redhead is closing her eyes and shaking her head before Sasuke can be sure of what he has seen. Listen, just forget about it. Okay? She pushes her chair back, clutching onto her book. You shouldn't keep Sakura waiting, Sasuke. Sakura has nothing to do with this. He counters without missing a beat, eyes narrowing. She has everything to do with this. Karin fires back, glaring. She fucking loves you, Sasuke. She wants to give you a home. I never asked for it, is what he bites back, jaw clenching. I never asked for any of it. Bringing Sakura here was a mistake. He ponders instead, shaking his head in wonder. He should have figured that seeing Sakura would make Karin start getting ideas again, but he had thought, the only mistake's what happened between us. There is a pang somewhere in his chest, sharp and unexpected. You said you wouldn't regret it. It takes Karin a long moment to return his look. When her stare meets his, it betrays nothing. So what? I was wrong. Despite himself, he can feel his temper flaring. Defensive. Hurt. Bullshit. The hell did you just say? Suigetsu was right. You're a bad liar, Karin. One of them is bluffing, Sasuke knows. He isn't entirely sure it's not himself. She snorts, rolling her eyes. Yeah. That's why you totally noticed the way I felt about you. It's not like you did a good job at hiding it. I just didn't care enough to notice. The childish words are out before he has even acknowledged them. Their aftertaste so bitter, it almost makes him wince. Across the table, Karin's eyes widen. The flash of hurt so raw it's impossible to miss. He finds himself taking a step towards her, his anger fading like clouds after a storm. Karin! She gathers herself before he can reach her. We're done here, Sasuke, she mutters, making it to walk past him. Just like that day, his hand instinctively shoots to grab her wrist before she can get away. I'm not done with you, he tells her, and means it. He doesn't let go when she tries to pull away. From this close, he can see it. Her cool facade slipping, giving way to the fire he has always associated with her. He readies himself for it, expecting Karin to tell him all the ways in which he is being a fool, all the places where he can shove it. He doesn't expect her eyes to grow desperate, nor her mouth to demand answers. Why the hell not? What am I to you? Huh, Sasuke? His eyes widen. Karin's do too. Suddenly, Her arm goes limp in his hold and her body sags, as if worn down by something Sasuke cannot see, by something he cannot begin to understand. The Karin standing before him now looks tired, vulnerable. The sight makes his throat go dry, his chest ache. "What am I to you?" she repeats, softer this time, her eyes never leaving his. "What do you see her as?" Suigetsu had asked him once. Karin is still the strongest girl he knows, the hardest to handle, the most confusing, the woman he trusts to watch his back and to point the way forward. But since then, Karin has also become the woman who kissed him, the woman he kissed back, the woman he shared a bed with. Karin's "my nakama" had been the answer he gave Suigetsu, but Sasuke's no fool. Nakama don't kiss each other, don't touch each other the way they had. No, the label no longer fit her. Maybe it never had. But she is not his woman either. Sasuke is acutely aware of that as they stare at each other, impossibly close and yet so far apart. She isn't his nakama and neither is she his woman. Sasuke doesn't know what that makes her. All that he knows is, for better or worse. Sasuke K.O. Startled, both of them turn only to find Sakura standing in the entrance to the kitchen. Green eyes wide and darting from one to the other. "Am I interrupting something?" The silence makes the air grow thicker, heavier. For better or worse, he feels something for Karin, something he has never felt for Sakura. "I'll do anything for you, Sasuke. Just, please, please, please don't go." He knows what he is expected to do, what he should do. "I'm counting on you to take care of her. Okay, Sasuke?" Yet his feet brought him here, to Karin. How foolish. Single-mindedly, without even thinking of the consequences, a part of him was hoping for Karin to make sense of it, to point the way forward just like she has always done, like she did when she kissed him, when she made him hers. Sasuke turns back to Karin, searching her eyes, willing his own to convey what he cannot say aloud. "Karin, tell me." She shakes her head sadly, eyes flickering with a look Sasuke has come to know only too well. Resignation. His hold on her wrist loosens. Karin steps away, schooling her features into faint irritation. Then she turns to Sakura. "Never mind that, Sakura. Sasuke's gonna drive me up the wall if you two don't get out of here. Are you ready to leave yet?" "Yeah." He can feel Sakura's curious gaze fall back on him, but he makes no effort to return her look. "Sasuke-kun? So this is it, then." Sasuke closes his eyes. "I'm counting on you." He feels something for Karin, something he doesn't feel for Sakura. To take care of her. Whatever it is that is happening between him and Karin, whatever it is that Karin is to him. "Okay, Sasuke?" Sasuke guesses it's not right, that it can't be. It's pointless. He has just been prolonging the inevitable, after all. "Have it your way," he mutters at last, before turning away. "Sakura, go back to Konoha or come with me. Suit yourself." He walks past both girls, cloak fluttering behind him. And so, he misses the way Sakura's eyes fill with disbelief and then glee. The way she raises a fist, yells something nonsensical that sounds close to Shinaro. The way Karin sinks her nails in her palms as she returns Sakura's blinding smile. "Sasuke, will you regret it?" He did regret some of it, like taking so much from Karin when he had nothing to give her in return. They leave the hideout in a hurry. Sasuke doesn't hang back as Karin and Sakura bid goodbye to each other. He walks ahead and manifests Susanoo instead. There is no point in staying close to the hideout. Not anymore. His business here is done. It has to be. When Sakura joins his side, he finally allows himself to glance back at Karin. She stares back at him, the usual hard look in her eyes fading into something softer, something that rings truer. For a moment, Sasuke thinks she is going to say something. Anything. She doesn't. She just stares at him silently, acceptant, tall and unbreakable, despite the resignation in her eyes. It occurs to him then that maybe it's for the best. Maybe it's better that whatever it is that he feels for Karin is left as a road untrodden, as a name he can't afford to give, an answer he has no right to find. After all, Karin doesn't need him. Sasuke-kun? But Sakura, though, she does. He sets his jaw, turns away. The feeling in his chest flickers, leaves behind an ache. But when he thought back to it, to what he and Karin had shared, the last time he traveled with Sakura, he was 13. It feels odd at first, a little awkward, even unlike with Suigetsu and Jugo. Sasuke muses that it's probably because Naruto used to always be there to fill their silences, to string him into an argument, or engage Sakura into meaningless chatter about something or another. Back then, most of the times he and Sakura were alone together involved the girl gushing over him or Sasuke worrying her sick. Sakura doesn't do either anymore, something he is inwardly grateful for. Nevertheless, he can still notice the vestiges of her old habits. She puts on a reassuring smile even when Sasuke can tell that she is tired of walking. Instead of forcing him to take a break, like Naruto or Suigetsu would have done, she forces herself to keep going, always unexplainably eager to please him. When he includes her in his deductions about Kaguya and the Otsutsuki, her face lights up with delight. When their hands brush as they reach for the same bag, her cheeks go pink. When they were young, that used to exasperate him. Why does Sakura waste so much time crushing over me when she could be trying to get stronger like me and Naruto? He would think each and every time the girl would inevitably try to ask him out on a date. Now Sakura is strong, probably one of the strongest in her own right. She had proved as such during the war. Sasuke is genuinely proud of her for that. Yet around him, she is still helpless, fragile. Guess some things will never change, huh? Sasuke can't help but wonder if that is okay. If Sakura is happy that way, Sasuke doesn't know if he is. But with the passing days, there is a quiet sort of acceptance building within him. He figures it must be enough. In the crevasses of his mind as he lays awake at night, he can hear their words. Naruto's, Karin's, Kakashi's. Sakura's not trying or wanting to make you hers. She only wants to save you. His old teacher had told him, and Sasuke finds that he doesn't know what to make of that. Naruto has already saved him, but Sakura is still here, still leaving behind her friends, her family, her home, just to follow him. Sakura, what do you want from me? It has been a little over 3 weeks since they started traveling together. The question leaves his lips as they are packing up their camp. Sakura jumps a little where she is kneeling on the ground, her cheeks darkening with a blush. Sasuke waits in silence until she has gathered herself. When she does, Sakura stands up and faces him head-on, clear eyes bright and resolute. I'll repeat it as many times as it takes. Sasuke-kun, I love you. I love you so much that I can't stand it. Please, accept my feelings and go out with me. Date me. Fall in love with me and marry me. I promise you, if we're together, things will go back to the way they used to be. No, they'll be even better. So, please accept my feelings. In Sasuke's mind, Sakura's voice becomes Kakashi's, Karin's, Naruto's. You only need a reason to hate a person. He knows what they expect of him. It may not be the same, but I hope you'll have this, too, someday, Sasuke. He knows what they want for him. You already have someone to come home to, after all. What they think is best for him. A home of your own, with a wife and kids and the whole package. Figures that maybe Naruto knows better about this, too. If all of them believe so strongly that this is the road to follow, then maybe they are right. Maybe he should just accept it. If he can also repay Sakura for everything she has done for him this way, then that is just as well. All right. Sakura perks up, disbelief all over her face. Really? You'll finally date me? Sasuke-kun? Sasuke shakes his head, shuts his eyes closed. He has no interest in playing at romance. Never has. You won't? She asks, crestfallen. I'm counting on you to take care of her. Okay? Sasuke? No. He raises his face, eyes set. I'll marry you. But when he thought back to it, to what he and Karin had shared, Sasuke felt he wouldn't take it back. The wedding feels more like a meeting than a ceremony. Sakura wanted to go back to Konoha, to see Ino's surprised face when she announces the news, to organize a big wedding like Naruto's and Hinata's. Konoha was never in Sasuke's plans. They marry in the next village they come across. The office is small and they are wearing their traveling clothes, but that suits him just fine. Despite not being what she hoped for, it seems to be enough for Sakura, too. There are happy tears in her eyes as she signs her name beside his. The person watching over their marriage proposes to take a commemorative picture to seal the ceremony. Sakura looks excited at the prospect, but her grin falters when Sasuke shakes his head. The less people that can put a face to his name, the better. She turns the man's offer down with a polite smile and follows Sasuke outside. As they stand under the sun, he finds that he doesn't feel any different. Isn't sure if he should. Inwardly, he wonders how Naruto felt the day he married the Hyuga girl. Did he feel as happy as he sounded on his letter? As happy as he looked when Sasuke visited him? Sakura stares up at him and smiles, impossibly sweet. Sasuke, no, my husband. She seems to like the sound of it because she blushes merrily. My dear husband, do you think we could stay here tonight? Since it's our wedding, it'd be nice to sleep on a bed. For a change. All right? Sasuke accepts. He can do this much for her. Sakura looks at him expectantly, with an encouraging smile. It takes him a moment to realize what she wants. But when he does, he sees no harm in indulging her. My wife. The words feel alien on his tongue. Awkward. Like clothes that don't fit. Yet Sakura all but squeals with delight. Sasuke figures, then, that if something this simple can make her this happy, he can do this much for her. Later, when they go to an inn, he asks for 2 rooms. Sakura touches his elbow, playfully shaking her head at him before addressing the clerk. We'll take 1 room, please. Right, my dear husband. He can do this much for her too. Right? It's as my wife says. His efforts are rewarded with an excited grin, and Sasuke allows himself to relax. To think that maybe being married to Sakura wouldn't be so different from being her friend, after all. That night, she asks for her wedding night. He tells himself he can do this much for her as well. Sasuke, are you sure? Karin had asked, red hair cascading in a curtain around his face. Even in the dim light, he could notice the fading bite marks on her arms, on her shoulders. He could even recognize his own, a vestige of the first time she had made him bite her. Her warm chakra a welcome respite in the humid coolness of a dirty cave back in Odo. He had touched that very same bite mark, tracing it with his fingertips and his eyes before raising his gaze to meet hers. Yeah. Sasuke has never been interested in sex. The concept was not unknown to him. He was well aware of what it entailed. But he had never had any interest in it and derived no pleasure from sporadically needing to relieve himself. The action nothing more than a bothersome biological need. He was surprised, then, to find himself sleeping with Karin. More than that, he was surprised at how naturally it happened. How easy it was to let her take the lead and lose himself in her. As if her body was a roadmap he was suddenly keen to read. It's different with Sakura. With the lights out, her hair becomes 3 shades darker. But not even then does it pass for red. Her eyes aren't red, either. There is no wildfire in them, only nervous affection. His chest doesn't catch fire. His skin doesn't burn as it touches hers. There are no bite marks on her shoulders. No traces of himself. He isn't even sure if he recognizes the reflection in her gaze. When her lips seek his, he finds himself turning away. And inwardly, Sasuke wonders why it feels like he has just made a big mistake. How are you feeling, Sasuke? Karin asked as they laid beside each other. She was turned on her side, watching him curiously. He was laying on his back and watching the ceiling, lost in thought. Weird, he answered, honest. Ha, a bad kind of weird. An unfamiliar kind. He felt her relax by his side, her hand uncurling where it was resting near his shoulder, only barely grazing it. Touching each other felt different now. More intimate, personal in a way he wasn't used to, or at least it did to him. He wondered if Karin felt the same way, or if she was keeping her hands to herself out of consideration for him. I get what you mean. I'm kind of aching all over, she admitted with a chuckle, and Sasuke felt his lips quirking up despite himself. Heh, but I liked it, she continued, no embarrassment nor shyness in her voice. Quietly, Sasuke wondered if he had liked it too. The soreness he felt was different from the exhaustion of a grueling training session, but it wasn't unpleasant. The bizarre, warm ball of something suspiciously akin to contentment that seemed to have settled in his belly wasn't unwelcomed, either. He surprised himself by thinking he wouldn't mind getting used to it. It's only when Karin spoke again that Sasuke realized just how dangerous that could be. He doesn't kiss Sakura once. Hey, Sasuke. When he turned to face her, Karin's eyes bore into his, as if she were trying to look for something in the very depths of him. Will you regret it? When Sakura tells him she is pregnant, the world comes to a sudden stop around him. A child. His child. A child with Sakura. An Uchiha child. He has never wanted to be a father. He isn't ready to be a father. He doesn't know how to be a father. He doesn't want to be a father. The joy in Sakura's expression soon withers into concern. Sasuke-kun? Overwhelmed, disoriented, terrified, Sasuke turns on his heels. He walks away without saying a word. In the morning, when the sun slipped through the makeshift window and caught on Karin's hair, he found himself staring. Sasuke remembered that when she had lowered herself to him, when she had suddenly become all he could feel, all around him and so impossibly warm, The feeling in his chest had blazed, strong and alive. She was soundly asleep, now. Mouth half open and hair sprawled on the pillow like a trail of fire. That same feeling was making him hold his breath. It burnt so brightly it took him aback, making him realize that whatever it was that Karin was awakening within him, he was not ready for it. The walk helps clear his head. He finds himself remembering his days as Team 7 a lot. All the times Sakura cried over him, for him, because of him. All the ways he has hurt her. All the ways he needs to atone for that. But mostly he thinks about Naruto. He thinks of Naruto growing up alone and unbearably lonely. Remembers himself alone on that dock, his heart shriveling with loss and loneliness. He thinks of Naruto's letter, of the way he had knowingly, expectantly looked at him and Sakura as they sat on his porch. It feels amazing to know I will never have to come home to an empty house anymore, you know? That I truly do have a home of my own. Tabeo. Truth is, Sasuke still isn't sure if a wife and a child is the kind of home he wants. Truth is, I never asked to be a father. I don't love Sakura as a woman. I probably never will. Sasuke thinks that maybe it doesn't matter. If he can at least make sure the child doesn't grow up starved of love the way he and Naruto had, maybe that could be enough. What am I to you, huh, Sasuke? When he comes back, he finds Sakura sitting on the same spot where he left her. If it were anyone but him in his place, Sasuke is sure Sakura's eyebrows wouldn't be upturned but frowning instead. Her eyes wouldn't be welling with tears of relief, but with fierce indignation. Since it's him, Sakura withers like a flower in a snowstorm, waves away his apology and smiles softly, touching her belly, as if he hadn't just shown her how he feels about the news, as if he hadn't just hurt her. I'm not good for you, is what Sasuke wants to tell her. You deserve someone who will love you the way you want them to. But he knows there is no use. Deep down, Sakura must be aware of the truth, too. What am I to you? When it becomes clear Sasuke won't be staying in Konoha, Sakura doesn't let him escort her back to the village. She continues to refuse throughout the upcoming months, despite her growing stomach and how much care it demands from her. No way. Now that we're family, I'm absolutely not leaving your side, she stubbornly tells him every time. Eventually, Sasuke stops asking. He watches over her to the best of his ability. Walks slower, stops more, camps less. But when Sakura doubles over and gasps in pain, they are in the middle of a forest with no town they can run to. Sasuke-kun, I think the baby is coming, she grits out with effort, sweat gathering in her brow. Sasuke is manifesting Susanoo before he has even realized it. It wraps around him and Sakura and sets off at full speed. There are things forgotten behind them. Instinctively, Sasuke knows where he is heading. There is no one else he trusts. Not for this. When Sasuke's chakra manifests out of nowhere, Karin stops dead in her tracks, startled. The effect of his proximity is immediate. Her heart picks up speed, reverberates in her ears so loudly she can hardly hear herself think. Sasuke. His name is a whisper in her mind, a caress. She allows herself to feel it for only the briefest of moments before pulling herself together, letting her eyes shut close and her senses shift to take in Sakura's chakra. It's weakening, struggling, but it's not alone. No, inside Sakura, there is another chakra signature. So small, Karin is sure anyone else may have missed it. That chakra is beating, pulsating, growing stronger by the minute. A baby. It's her first time sensing the chakra of a pregnant woman. But Karin knows that she is right. Sakura is pregnant, probably minutes away from giving birth. The baby can be no one but Sasuke's. As Karin turns on her heels and hurries to meet them, she feels many things at once. Sadness for what could have been. Bittersweet happiness, because Sasuke has started to build a family of his own. Concern for Sakura's state. But above all, Karin feels anger. Sasuke, she bellows, arms flailing wildly. What the hell are you doing here? You should be taking her to a hospital. It's the first time they have seen each other in almost a year, but neither has the time to afford to care. Sakura writhes in pain and Sasuke adjusts his hold on her, making it so she leans more of her weight against him. Karin? When he looks at her, the urgency in his gaze makes her hold her breath. I need you. Come with me, Karin. I need you. Her traitorous heart tries to stir itself alive, starts aching, longing, remembering. Karin tells it to shut up, focusing on keeping her hands steady as she steps beside Sakura and wraps the woman's other arm around her shoulder. Come on. Let's get her to the laboratory. They help Sakura walk, quickly but steadily. "You're an idiot, you know that?" Karin hisses at Sasuke, glancing up at his profile with furrowed brows and downturned lips. "I know," he agrees, voice heavy with an emotion that wraps around Karin's heart and squeezes it so tightly that it hurts to breathe. Guilt. "It'll be all right," she finds herself telling him, aching with sympathy. "Both Sakura and the kid will be fine. I'll make sure of that." "I know." When she looks at him again, he is staring at her. "I trust you," those eyes say. Karin swallows, nodding. "I know." Karin has never delivered a baby before, but she tells herself it can't be any harder than the experiments Orochimaru has made her do. She is half right, at least. The hardest part turns out to be Sakura's cries of pain, the concern tightening Karin's belly. The people Orochimaru used to have her experiment on were always unconscious or dead. She never felt more than pity for them. She couldn't allow herself to feel any more than that, not if she wanted to survive. When the baby's first cries echo in the room, she is so relieved that it's almost dizzying. The little girl in her arms is covered in blood, amniotic fluid and some thick, white substance she can't remember the name of. Despite that, Sasuke's eyes and nose are impossible to miss. Tears prickle her eyes. "Hey there, little one," she whispers to the baby, lightly rocking it in her arms to ease its crying before walking over to Sakura. The woman's face is covered in sweat and tears, but the moment her eyes lay on her daughter, happiness breaks like sun rays across her face. "She's so beautiful," she whispers with adoring disbelief. When Karin lays the baby in her arms, Sakura catches her hand and gives it a grateful, heartfelt squeeze. "Thank you so much, Karin-san." She squeezes back but shakes her head lightly, a sincere smile on her lips. "No, thank you." She isn't sure if Sakura understands why she is thanking her, or if she even wants her to. She is glad when the other woman doesn't press, turning her attention back to her daughter instead. "My little baby," Sakura coos, nuzzling the little girl's cheek with her own. "My and Sasuke-kun's baby, I love you so much already." Happy tears fall from green eyes, which slowly begin to close, the exhaustion getting to her at last. Carefully, softly, Karin takes the baby and brushes Sakura's bangs away so they won't stick to her forehead. "Have some rest, Sakura. I'll clean her up for you." "She should meet her papa," she murmurs before falling asleep, a content smile on her lips. As Karin washes the baby with a clean cloth, Orochimaru's words somehow find their way back to her. "If you give away so much of yourself without taking anything back, you'll end up empty." Karin snorts, the tears only now freely falling. "I knew he was full of shit. She may have given her heart, her body, her soul, but she is far from empty. She is filled with gratitude for Sakura, with love for Sasuke, with adoration for the little, black-haired girl in her arms. And Karin knows then, it was worth it. What am I to you?" When the door to the laboratory finally opens, Karin walks out with a bundle in her arms. He knows what it is at once, but a part of himself has trouble believing it. "Sakura's asleep, but she wanted you to meet her," she explains in quiet tones, walking closer to him. "Her?" She glances down at the bundle, a genuine smile on her face. "It's a girl. You have a daughter, Sasuke." Sasuke doesn't know what to say to that, doesn't know how he feels. Not any better than he did 8 months ago, when he first learned the news. "How's Sakura?" "She lost some blood, but I gave her a transfusion. Your wife will be fine." "Your wife?" Through the months, he has slowly become used to referring to Sakura in such terms. Yet, hearing them coming from Karin's lips makes them sound just as alien as they had felt the first time he said them aloud. Sasuke pretends not to notice it, focuses his attention elsewhere, on something far simpler, safer. "Thanks, Karin. TCH. You seriously never stop giving me trouble, do you?" Despite her complaints, there is no bite in her voice, no annoyance on her face. Somewhere inside his chest, that same old feeling flickers back to life. Slow and steady, enduring. Sasuke ignores it, turns a blind eye to it the same way he always does whenever Karin crosses his mind. Maybe she can tell. Maybe something in his chakra gives him away, because she is suddenly pushing the baby towards him. "Here, hold her." Instinctively, he leans a little further against the wall. He has never held a baby before. He doesn't have 2 arms to help him do it right. "Karin." So let's end part 1 right here. Make sure to like the video and hype it up. Guys, we'll finish this story in part 2. See you in the next video.